Welcome to a special Halloween edition of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brett Mayo.
I'm Brandon Mayo.
And I'm Matthew.
And last night, why do you have to do that? Why can't you say Matthew Mayo?
I just want to be Matthew.
Okay. And last night, we watched a two-parter. Yes, first one being Jason X, also known as Jason Goes to Space.
Jason
and
in
then,
Space.
In a Violent Nature.
Hey, well, actually, I shouldn't have talked over that because we need to remember it's called In a Violent Nature because each one of us has forgotten it like 10 times.
I might call it Johnny
while
Violent.
I was watching it.
Same, actually.
I had to be like,
how about we just call
slasher
it
film,
Violent Nature?
point of view slasher.
When I just
Violent
call it
Nature
Violent
would be good.
Nature, I remember it more than In a Violent Nature.
That also sounds like a Nat Geo documentary, though.
The Violent Nature. The honey
frog
badger.
toad. Yeah.
Nature is brutal.
Two very different films.
Yes, but also the same.
genre-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty. Thing
Very
comes out of the
different.
woods, kills things.
Maybe same budget.
Thinks it's protecting his territory or getting back.
Same
what's
budget.
his.
Are you being serious? That
Was
Jason X movie seemed like it cost a lot. Like
$14 million.
I was gonna guess 20. All that outer space stuff that felt really real.
You mean
Sorry.
U-Haul, the storage rental location?
No. Some of the clothes were like, wait, is this futuristic or is this like wool?
Stupid,
like
rific.
Yeah. Why are they wearing like wool clothing right now? What the hell's
Hot Topic
happening?
shirt.
Is that shirt crocheted?
That's what I'm saying.
It was weird.
Jason spits on it with hot breath and it shrinks on him.
The plan for our Halloween edition podcast are we take two movies that are similar or same genre, something like that, that have some kind of connection. We try to get through each one of them.
Yeah, whatever.
Each one of them within an hour. Some of them won't take that at all. Paranormal Activity, neither one of them took an hour each, but I think that's the plan. I think Jason X might run a little over, whereas Violent Nature will run a lot short. I can go ahead and sum up Violent Nature right now. He walks around and kills people.
He's walking.
I think
walking.
The
It's
title
like
does
Lord
it.
of the Rings meets Jason.
It's a forgettable
Still
title,
walking.
but it actually makes sense. It's a Violent Nature. There we go. Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna forget it. I'm gonna forget the name of it.
Nah, we'll get to it.
It's
Just
alright,
like
man.
VHS Beyond.
I don't think
shorts.
I keep forgetting.
None of us
Did you
even
see-
watched the movie. We're just gonna
Did you
bullshit
see
through it.
VHS 8 got greenlit by
I did.
Shudder?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Shudder this time of year. I always subscribe right
I've
around
got
this
Shudder
time.
year round because I do love it.
His old
'Cause I love
Jim
Joe
Bob or
Bob.
what his name still
Jim
is he
Bob.
still
Joe
doing
Bob.
stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, is he still doing? Yeah,
Nice.
classic.
They just had a bunch of drama that happened with their, because John Brennan, I think his name, does their music on the show, and earlier this year he had his house burnt down. That's just
Jesus,
a side
man.
thing, but he's been there since the beginning and helped like get them going, and then this year they announced that he wouldn't be at the Jamboree, and then he sent out a tweet saying he quit and saying that he wouldn't be there because of how they kind of bullshit him and tried to lowball him. So there's a bunch of drama over there.
That
Speaking
sounds
of
terrible.
80s and 90s horror superstars, have you all seen the TV show Hysteria? I know it has Bruce Campbell as the sheriff in it.
No.
What was it called again?
Hysteria.
No, I've not seen it.
It's supposed to take place during like the 80s when the whole the cult.
Satanic Panic?
Yeah, thank you. That's
Of
going
that
on,
80s.
and like the mom's kids are in like one of those heavy metal bands, and so
One of
like
those
stuff's
bands.
happening, and they think that they're doing it, kind of thing. I don't know.
It sounds like
it sounds
Stranger,
like
Stranger
Things
Things.
season 4 mixed in there.
You're just talking about Stranger Things.
It sounds
right?
like
You've
they
gotten
took
confused
Eddie
again.
from Stranger Things
Mm-hmm.
and they ran with that. Yeah, but also Bruce Campbell's in it, so it's worth
I
checking
mean, you
out.
got my attention a little bit, but I also know Bruce Campbell will be in almost
He
anything.
will do fucking anything.
And I
That's
love
what
the
we
man.
love about
I,
him.
I will not fucking watch Burn Notice, so I don't have.
I was getting ready to reference
I've-
Burn Notice.
Yeah.
I've watched first 2 or 3 seasons of Burn Notice.
I have
actually.
too.
Yeah.
But every time I'm like, this guy's such a tool.
Every time I watch it, I'm like, this show could be better.
What's
Maybe
his
it
name?
will be
Michael?
better.
Michael?
Yeah. Not a good spy name.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it in like
I always
15
confuse that guy
years.
with Barry Pepper, the lead
Who's
from
Barry Pepper?
he Battlefield Earth. He was the lead, and
Yeah.
also he was in that Dale Earnhardt movie as Dale Earnhardt, the like made-for-TV
Dale.
movie.
Damn. Have we done
Attacking this
Battlefield
guy.
Earth on this podcast?
Oh fuck! I don't. Did we?
I don't think so, but I know for a fact I watched it with Brandon when I lived with him in Knoxville.
Oh,
I
fuck,
watched it with
sucks.
Chris in the theaters,
was
and we left the
awesome.
theater, and Chris was like, "That movie was fucking awesome."
I remember Chris
Yeah.
hyped it up to me. He
Yep.
hyped it up to the point where I was like, well, maybe I should watch this.
I went to see it in
I'm
theaters
missing
with
out.
Chris, and I remember leaving, and Chris being like, "That was awesome," and in my head, I was like, "Did we watch the same movie?"
Son of a bitch, you went to a different theater.
You all call me a contrarian. For him to have that, he's one in a billion, okay?
Chris is he's just unique. He gets pumped about the weirdest things.
That movie
We need
was-
to ask. Oh man, I wish we could like
So
loop
bad.
him in on the podcast real quick and be like, Chris, what are your thoughts on Battlefield Earth now?
Fucking awesome.
I think he doesn't like it. I think I brought it up before.
I don't know if anyone could like it.
Because it's
Also,
Like,
there
after
is-
time has passed.
There's this thing that happens when you go to see a movie the first time in theaters, where you
You
overhype
get
it in your head.
absorbed
You think
by
it's
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
the
you're in a
experience makes
theater,
it.
they have the surround sound, and you're like, yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of Marvel movies have that effect. I saw Captain Marvel in theaters, and I thought, oh my god, that was really good. And then I watched it later on, and I was like, God, this fucking sucks.
You know,
I get that. Yeah, I feel that way about Marvel films too.
A lot, like
They
Doctor
don't
Strange.
hold up.
Same thing with
Oh
that
my
one.
God, that film's so bad. The second time.
all of
Remember
these
the first
movies that I've seen, I don't fucking remember. You know what I mean? Like,
You were a winner for that.
one? I mean,
because I think Scorsese's right. They're like fucking amusement park rides. You know, they're entertaining while you're on it, but then it's
Yeah.
like, what really fucking happened?
there's nothing to it.
You know?
Yeah.
Most of
It's
the time, I
just
can't make out
nonstop
who's
dialogue.
fighting.
The last Pirates of the Caribbean movies, like the last 2 or 3, were like that too.
I
Oh, yeah.
hated all of those since the first one.
Oh,
I like the
first
first
one
one a
I
lot.
I
I like the first 3. Actually, no. Hold on. I'll
The
be
third
honest.
one is
I like all of
convoluted
them.
as fuck.
Yeah, I like all of
the
them.
third,
but I think the
third
first
is
one's
that
a
the
good
one where
movie.
the fucking he's in like limbo or something, and
I
like
think. I don't know. It's
upside
just
down
weird.
Yeah,
They're like
almost.
spinning around in the world. It's like, what the fuck is
it's got
happening?
Rihanna, right?
They're in the upside down.
Is
Or
that the
not.
third?
It-
God, there's so many.
Rihanna's in that? That's her?
there's like a million
Calypso?
Johnny Depps.
That's Rihanna? I'm a big.
She's
I'm
on
not a big
Calypso.
fan of her music, but I like her for some reason.
She likes you.
I always thought her eyes were too close together or something.
Too close together.
She's got
I
that
don't think
Channing
anyone
Tatum
thinks,
look. Like I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit, can she read?
Piss off ASAP Rocky.
I don't think anyone
Oh.
talks trash about her eyes like that.
I do. Me and Chris
Yeah,
have something
nice
in
eyes.
common. We're 1 in a billion. Then
Yeah.
And
Anyways, whenever we're ready, we can start on Jason X, since that's the one we will begin with, since it's, you know, you guys tell me when and I'll start the clock.
let's start it. Go.
start on
Done.
the clock
I'm gonna hop in here.
now. All right.
Well, that took you like 8 seconds, man. That's
Yeah,
kind of weird.
I started it twice. It's hard to explain.
You could have just lied to us and started again. Nobody would have cared.
Well, I don't know that we we have the
it's
time.
honesty.
Yeah. 2001 slasher. It's the 10th installment
Ooh.
in the series, right?
Released in the U.S. 2002.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Neat.
Sure.
Was it released in Canada in 2001 or?
Probably
No, we don't know.
first time Canadians got something first.
This is a tense movie in a franchise. That's actually crazy.
Oh, it
to
was
think about
released
for me.
in Spain in November of 2001.
The fuck is that about?
Spanish. They love Jason, I guess. Whole thing over there.
It was made on a budget of, like we said, 14 million, and it sucked in the box office. It made
that a
3
lot?
times its production value on DVD sales, though.
Also, little known fact, it was I think the first movie I ever downloaded illegally.
Wow, that was a
Josh and I downloaded it
LimeWired it?
illegally. Yeah, it might have been Morpheus at the time. I don't remember.
Morpheus.
Yeah, we downloaded it illegally, and I remember thinking, God, that sucked a lot. And I
Whoops.
remember Josh being like, that movie was so good. Let's download The Ladies' Man next. And I'm like, we're not the same.
Can I buy you a
Ladies' Man
fish
is, but I hate
sandwich?
You know what? This film looks very 2001. I actually did not look at the year, but like the designs.
It's
later,
2002. That
It
like
looks
early
very
2000.
2000.
It looks like the same people that made that shitty Charm show in the 90s made this.
Oh my god!
Because
Yeah.
it's
Watch
just
too much of that show. It does
See,
look like
I
that.
kept seeing like
hell.
It
a
reminds me of the
brightly lit
Underworld shows.
Stargate
Yeah.
SG-1.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
it.
but
Just
Stargates. I don't know.
Even the
I don't wanna
fucking
insult
nano
Stargate.
machines. I don't know. I hate Stargate, but at least
Nanos.
Stargate
They're
has that
fucking
dry
ants.
look.
the nanobites or whatever. are
Nano
ants.
machines, yeah.
Yeah, they call them ants.
But they are
Yeah,
ants.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
kinda, yeah, but yeah.
No, they zoom in and they're ants. They're
yeah, no,
actual-
but it's when they don't zoom
don't
in,
you
it just looks like
confuse
liquid
me.
metal kind
They're
of
nano
or
machines.
something.
But it's
That's all.
I have a lot of issues with those. We'll readdress that in a little bit because, fuck, that's stupid. Actually,
But I wanted to talk. I don't really give a fuck about most of the crew here. All right, I do not care, and I feel like we should not care, except for a few
Well,
things.
Yeah.
The
there's a
first
few.
one, the link to an earlier film, is David Cronenberg as the
Cronenberg.
scientist.
oh yeah, oh
He
Yeah.
was also in that
Last Night.
meteorite- Yeah, Last Night movie. What gave us our podcast name.
Remember Matt recommended that movie?
Oh yeah, and I remember being so
Fuck you,
fucking
Matt.
bored.
Good. It wasn't a good film.
It wasn't good. It was awful.
It won a lot of awards.
No, it didn't.
I
Not in this country. It didn't.
Not in this country, no. it was
still wonder where
Canadian.
the fuck you randomly pulled it out of your ass.
I got obsessed with disaster movies.
That
and
movie
people
is
were
a
like,
disaster.
They were like, people were like hyping it up to be the pinnacle of disaster movies.
What?
Yes. And turned out I actually don't like disaster movies anyways. Is what I found out from watching like 2 of them. Like I watched one called like Greenland or something with
wait
Gerard
a sec.
Butler.
Wait, I need to hold on. First off, you said you got obsessed with it. Second off, you said you
Found
watched
they were
about
terrible.
2 and found out you didn't. So I don't. How did
I
your
liked the
obsession?
concept. I got
Okay.
obsessed with wanting to watch them. I was like, I want to find like a good disaster
Seeing
movie.
it being
and then,
pulled off.
Yeah, they suck. Like they're all terrible. I didn't like anything about
It's
them.
because you can't really pull them off.
Except the one with Melancholy.
Oh, Lars Van Trier with Kirsten Dunst and Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah,
I did like that one. So,
I don't
that
know
one
that
is
one.
good, but that's more
but
like
that's not really a disaster.
it's almost
movie.
more
That's-
about depression and like you know.
Yeah, it was like a real film.
it's
So-
it's a good movie.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
kind of what Last Night was about depression.
Yeah,
and-
but
That's exactly how I got onto last night. Was looking at films like Melancholy.
and it's pulled off
So,
a lot better in Melancholy. Melancholy.
Yeah. Yeah.
but
So-
Last Night sucked.
David Cronenberg was in this, and I wanted to say that he also directed a Friday the 13th, the TV show. He directed one of the episodes in the 80s, and it's the guy I think who directed and wrote this one was part of the special effects thing that David Cronenberg like owns or has part ownership. And they're like, hey, we're going to use a crew for this. And Cronenberg, okay, but I have to be in the movie. And then they were like, all right. And then they find out he's rewriting his parts. And he's
just
the one who
sucks.
gave him, I don't want him frozen. I want him soft.
Yep.
That's an awesome line.
I don't want them hard. I want them soft.
Soft. Oh, he did fantastic. He's also my Star Trek link. So,
Yeah, because he
as far
did
as
We
Star
did it.
Trek
We got
Discovery.
Star Trek and everything.
yep, it's in Discovery for like
I
a
think
whole
he-
season.
Yeah. Cronenberg,
whole, like,
man,
record.
he's the man. He doesn't care. He doesn't have like that ego tied to him.
He also has
Are
a
you
whole,
shaking
like,
your head
verb.
no at Cronenberg? The man who gave us History of Violence, The Fly, Videodrome,
The Fly.
Scanners.
Last Night.
He didn't make that. He was just
I think he was just in it. Yeah.
The main dude is
I think he was just
the
bored.
director. Remember?
Yeah, because he was a self-insert.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He just
You're
asked Cronenberg
All
to be in it. And
All right.
Cronenberg's like, "You're
Cronenberg had
Canadian?
nothing else to do.
That's what I'm about."
Then I don't
He was
hate him
waiting
as
on
much.
Jason X to be filmed.
Wait.
So.
History of violence alone gets you 1,000 points. You know.
And
Yeah.
that's it. That's the only people in this cast. Well, I
But-
guess the guy that plays Jason, right?
So the stoner guy, Azrael, right?
Yeah.
The one I said looks
Awesome
like a trailer park version of Timothy Chalamet or whatever. He was also the stoner in
Tennessee.
Harold and Kumar, like when they go to visit the other school. He's a stoner that like rips them off or something, who likes fish a lot.
It's been a long time.
Same.
It's been a
It's
long
been
time for
really
me
long.
too.
There's only a
never
few
know.
lines I remember from that movie.
I don't
Bullets,
re-
my only weakness.
I remember little parts, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I speaking of random movies from the past, a film. Do you guys remember a film called Dogma? It was
Yeah,
on, like
I mean,
MTV
that's-
all the time. I just happened to see a video of that the other day, and I was like, I remember watching that film so much because
You
you
said
guys would
that-
play it on MTV and
In my
Comedy
head-
Central.
It popped up that Dogma's filming style, like the colors and everything that they use, almost look like a Goo Goo Dolls video. Like, don't want to miss.
It is a Cougar. You didn't know,
But I like Dogma actually. That's maybe, I don't know. Mallrats probably my favorite, but after that, maybe Dogma is my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
It's fine.
but he's not here. We're on Jason X, sadly. Even though
We
Kevin
are
Smith's
on
Jason
Jason
movie
X.
would be interesting.
It wouldn't.
Okay.
Ouch. Brett don't like Kevin Smith.
I don't like Jason movies.
Oh, I love them, but
I
they're
do.
bad.
I run through them.
And the characters suck. And like
Yeah.
I've learned to distance myself. They're no longer characters to me. They're just victims
Each one of them is a different little segment that I
of suck.
because there's different ones. There's the 3D one that uses a disco intro theme instead of the regular music, and then you have like that sixth one, which was a porno director, and it feels it. But then you have the fifth one, which has Corey Feldman. Which one is
Feldman, I think.
Feldman.
and it's a much better. It's like that and the first one are the better movies, but like they're each their own little thing. You have him in Manhattan, which is just him on a fucking boat that's going to Manhattan.
This is
we
our
can
second
teleport.
Jason movie, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we watched 6 before.
I
Yeah.
think that's the
They
porno
kind
one.
of blend together.
Yeah, it is the porno one. That's
with
where
the crazy.
You tell him, Ma. You tell him.
Yeah, it's you can tell we could tell the porno director because the hospital, like the nurses and stuff.
Oh, the
That's that
guy
one.
who has the little mustache who's doing.
Yeah.
There's snow in the mountains, and then he
Yeah,
has a line
yeah,
of
that.
coke, and then we see some tits.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
So
was amazing.
So this movie starts out as one would in Crystal Lake research
Research.
facility, which
Yeah,
is
thank
just the
God.
dumbest fucking shit. So they
It's
built
so
a
good.
research facility at Crystal Lake because of Jason specifically, I'm
I
guessing.
mean, weird shit happens there.
And
You know?
so
It's Area 51.
they've got Jason
Stranger Things.
tied
Said the
up in a
title.
bunch of chains.
I mean, actually, now that I think of it, Stranger Things is essentially that, right?
Oh.
Or did
Oh,
they
yeah,
build
it's
that
just
first
Indiana,
and then
wherever
they
it was.
broke through, right?
Oh, that's a good point. I guess I got answered in the recent season.
Okay. All right. Back to it.
Yeah, back to
Crystal
Jason
Lake.
and Stranger Things.
Yeah, they got him
Research
locked
facility.
up with the. He looks like a fucking magician getting ready to do an act.
Uh-huh.
He's on a hook. He's got a bunch
They
of
fu-
locks on him. I just
It's
love
like, can
it.
you guys just not build a cell?
Yeah.
Like, just put him in a metal
No,
cell.
it's not the magician. It's David Copperfield's double dummy that he's got set to make look like him when he does the trick.
Thanks, Jason. You're always there for me.
I just picture
No
like
problem, David
when
Copperfield.
they come back in to like check on him, he's out of it. Dude's dead, and he goes ta-da,
got him.
which is actually kind of what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
like,
he's locked up.
Cronenberg.
guard
can't you go to
puts-
prison.
The guard puts a blanket over him. He's like, "Look at that motherfucker," which once again, I just
What?
I don't understand. I don't.
Very aggressive people.
And as that's happening, David Cronenberg comes up to this, what we're supposed to think is a scientist. They're both scientists. and he's like, "Hey, I'm taking this motherfucker. I want him soft, not frozen."
Taking this asshole.
And so they're gonna do research on him because of his regenerative abilities, right?
This is the second time
Yeah, roughly.
Cronenberg has played a scientist that I can think of. He was also in A Scanner Darkly as the doctor or scientist that talks to the Keanu Reeves' character.
Yeah, to be fair, though, you don't really get the scientist vibes from here.
Oh no, it's
You get official, like bureaucrat.
if anything,
He feels like a politician.
Yeah.
uber ego, if anything, where he's like,
I thought you
I'm
were gonna say
mad.
Uber Eats driver, and it's like, yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah, get on in the back.
Yeah. Hey, got a
I'm gonna
sandwich for
haul you a Jason
Voorhees?
Voorhees. Yeah.
Jason, where are
I got 2 stops to make first.
Yeah.
No,
Got
I
a
paid for the
quesadilla
express,
for
you
Jason
asshole.
Voorhees and a Doctor. What's her name?
Rowan, maybe?
Dr.
Once
Rowan.
again, I
Rowan.
don't think of them as
It's Rowan.
characters
Dr.
in
Rowan,
these films.
yeah.
They're
Rowan.
just body count.
So Rowan says, "Let's freeze him." Cronenberg guy says, "No, we're fucking taking him. I'm gonna bring my military guys. We're gonna take him."
Yeah, but he doesn't say that. He says,
Mm-hmm.
he says, I don't want him frozen.
I want him soft.
I want those
I want to
close.
stroke his regenerative abilities.
I
Look at
want
that
to
patchy
see
hair.
his sweat.
Yeah, we're gonna milk him.
I'm gonna pet
The
him.
Ninja Turtles. How do you even milk a turtle?
Going to dress him up.
First of all, that Ninja Turtles movie was pretty good.
It's amazing. It was better
I-
than Spider-Verse 2 for me this year.
I wish it didn't have so much cussing in it
last
for a
year.
kid film, but
My
I
problem
did
with
like it.
Spider-Verse 2 is the lead up to
That's-
Spider-Verse 3. Why do that like that?
Yeah.
Make it a complete movie. My God.
I mean,
I know.
I don't know. There's a way to, yeah. Yeah, right now
It doesn't
I feel like
stand
I
on its
just
own
had,
either way.
it's like a made-for-TV
didn't super
film
like
where
it.
the first, it's a miniseries, 2-parter, and the first one played, and I'm like, all right, so we'll actually end this tomorrow.
This is the season finale,
Yeah.
and then they have
It's another one of those I went to see in theater, thought it was awesome, watched it a second time, was like, wait a second, this is like a,
It lacked the heart of the first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
For me.
It's
Like,
still
the first one. You could have
decent.
removed the whole Spider-Man from it, and I still feel like it was.
agree.
But Ninja Turtles, it was fun.
It was. Once again, wish they didn't cuss so much in a kids movie.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it
kinda
was,
weird.
it was a couple times. Maybe you got an ice
I-
cube in there. It's gonna happen.
yeah.
But Finn and me were walking around going, "I'm gonna Walla wop you," or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't make me
Speaking
molly
of
wop you.
fun,
What?
the scientist goes to check on Jason, and you see him, he's still hung up. And,
blanket.
yeah, we got the blanket over, and they pull the blanket off, and it's the dead guard. And all of a sudden, Jason just starts beating the shit out of everyone.
Which is one of my
Heads are getting-
favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, well, I was gonna say this is one of my favorite Jason tropes that he does in films, is that he just waits. He plays a prank and then he just waits.
You've been
feeling
punked.
so good. Oh my God, they're gonna find their friend dead. I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna stand in the shadow.
15 locks,
tricky.
and I got out of all of them. I'm not even a magician. I don't even know how I got out of it. It's called plot armor, I guess.
The other
Why
one
do they
needed
use
an
locks?
iris scanner. I don't know how that works.
What the fuck is an R?
But yeah, he just starts cutting everyone up, and that's what he does. He just beats the hell out of everyone and cuts them all up. It's
And
amazing.
then
Yeah.
it stands behind her in the fucking hallway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In the one door entrance. Somehow.
Well,
ends up
somehow
behind
someone
her.
gets knocked through the wall, and they give her the gun. They're like, "Run!"
Oh, I love
We're
this
sorry,
shotgun
God
that falls
knows.
on top of the army guy. 'Cause I'm
Very
like,
convenient.
that just feels like
super
it's not a
convenient.
military weapon.
Yeah, and it's also kind of annoying because he's like, "You were right," and it's like, actually, none of you were right because he had gotten out before any of you came down there.
Yeah, you
So
all.
it doesn't
You should have
matter.
already. Well, if we
Just
had
put it
already
in some
frozen him,
vent.
maybe we're okay.
True, true.
My thing is, why do they even have him up there if they also have the frozen? Like I feel like they would just have frozen, right? Like that's a go-to move.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
freeze him, you unfreeze
start
him to
in a
test
safe
him.
position.
Yeah, you freeze him again, and then
Yeah.
but we wouldn't have a movie if they were smart. So
Just
They
keep
don't
him
want to freeze or
frozen and
burn
take-
Jason.
Just,
take samples.
yeah, just cut pieces off of him. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Jason.
You can milk a man while he's frozen.
Milk a man anytime.
I mean,
Um,
yeah. If
So
he just keeps coming back anyways, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
it really
doesn't matter.
doesn't. He starts following the other professor, Dr. Rowan, and she shoots him with the shotgun, runs away, and eventually we end up in the cryostasis room where she blows them all to hell, pushes them down, and shoots them into the little cryostasis place.
One of my
Seals it
other-
up.
Yep.
Well, I was going to say one of my other favorite Jason movie tropes. Actually, this is horror movies. Anyways, every government building I've ever been is super well lit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like
To the
part
point
of
of
it.
eye hurting.
Yeah, to the point it sucks. But, like, they're in a government facility and there's zero lights. And it cracks me up because it's like, who are you helping? Like,
Nope.
Jason
humans
goes through
don't
and
have
pulls the
dark vision.
breakers. We don't know that.
Yeah.
You gotta
Set
save
the
money.
scene.
You gotta
Save
a
money
lot.
on lighting.
Yeah.
Cryostasis
You're talking about
takes
the
up
movie
a
or the
lot.
government? Oh, the government. Okay.
Both.
Yeah.
So she gets him in the cryostasis, which you would think is like the most locked down fucking tube or whatever possible.
Ironclad.
Like, wouldn't be able to get like dented or anything. She's
Survive a
standing in
bomb.
front of it, and he sticks his stupid fucking machete right through it and stabs her.
This fucking machete that has, I'm guessing, has not been fucking sharpened in 20 years.
No.
And it goes
No, he
straight
likes it that way,
through
too.
this. Straight through it and gets
Straight
her.
through, stabs her, which means there's a leak in the cryostasis chamber, which means she gets frozen as well.
I
they
I
both
don't
get
know
frozen.
how something that was set, like we had this little fucking thing to freeze up a
Like,
4x8 area, let's say,
Yeah.
right? And now we're gonna do.
Not
Now we
30
get
by
a whole
30.
giant room.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's some
The
redundancy
science
there. That's
doesn't
over-engineering.
science in this entire movie, so I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
we
fun.
can. Yeah, it's fun.
Ooh, I feel a negative Nancy. He's
Don't
not
let him
feeling it.
change his view. He's already been on the high train.
445 years later,
Wow, spoiler. We didn't even know this.
What?
we don't.
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
know. I still think tell us like way
I mean,
later.
kind of. But
Yeah, we know it's the future-ish.
we also find out. I wanted to say this while I remembered. Hockey masks were outlawed in 2024. Is what the one lady says.
Yep. Hockey,
Well,
was
hockey was
outlawed.
outlawed.
Was
in
it hockey?
2024.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah, so
excuse
we
me,
have
not
like
the
2
mask.
months left
That's
of
right.
hockey.
Whew,
That's
God,
sad.
that's sad.
We're
If
in
the
that
predictions-
year.
started.
Yeah, that's tough. Fuck. Anyways, 445 years later, this group of students on their little transporter and research ship show up, and they discover the cryostasis room. They see the girl, and they're like, "Let's get her." And then they open the door, and Jason
Eh.
falls forward with his frozen machete, and it cuts off Stoner Guy's arm.
Yeah, and we also get introduced to most of the cast at this point, and they all suck.
They all suck. There's not
They
a single one of
all
them
suck.
that's likable. You got a drone girl named KM. Is that her name?
Yep,
The
sounds good.
guy who built her, does he
Sooner
not
on.
look like Jimmy Pesto as a
I see it.
human
I
being?
see it. I do see the Jimmy
The
Pesta.
human being.
I wish you had said that last night, cause then that's all I would have seen. You have a girl named Janessa, which in the future apparently that's a name. That's
Yeah.
fucking stupid. Azrael, Kinsa, Waylander, and Stony.
And her
Could
name is
not tell you half the-
KM14, I think.
Yeah.
Kill 'em machine. I don't know what KM stand for. That's
Yeah,
what I said.
mean,
Yeah.
And she has a great line about her later in the film. I can't wait to touch
She
on.
doesn't.
God.
There are no great lines.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they take these two and they bring them aboard their spaceship, which is called Grendel, like the monster in Beowulf.
Turns out to be a scene, because there's another ship with a monster name. So,
Yes, well called. And they decide that they're going to revive the professor and leave Jason in the morgue because they think he's dead.
so now that we're saying that, is it this Federation or whatever the fuck they are now? Is it their belief to name your
More.
ships after monsters?
it's a pretty cool name, though.
What-
Like Tiamat.
Instead of we
Smog.
come in peace, though, we're bringing the monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
fuck 'em.
kind of. But and this is a fucking science discovery
is-
ship.
No, it
With
wasn't. I think it was a
some
cargo
grunts.
ship.
It's a cargo ship.
Is it?
It was- it was a cargo ship.
it's
They, like,
'cause the doctor
piggybacked.
and his students. That's what it was.
Yeah, which, none of it.
So
no,
a
that
cargo
makes
ship.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a freighter, but It is kind of funny. What's your ship named after? Monster? That killed people?
But the dude that got his arm cut off, we get to see him get his arm put back on by
Magic.
nanotechnology, magic. And then
Magic.
Professor Rowan, can we just call her Rowan?
Just say Rowan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dr.
We say
Rowan.
doctor,
Yeah.
professor,
Final
they
girl.
all don't make sense.
The girl that's
Destined to live.
yeah, who's
Scream girl.
like I don't know.
Final.
She's not believable
Yeah.
as a doctor because she just looks like a teenage like college girl or something.
Yeah.
Damn, Brett. Ouch. She graduated early.
Okay, she doesn't.
She's
act
majored
like
in
it.
Jason.
Came from.
She makes very
Jason
few decisions
studiology.
that seem like she's graduating anything.
I mean,
or
her
anything.
whole
They're all
purpose in
terrible.
this movie is to be like, freeze them. Don't unfreeze them.
Yeah. I was about to say, she does wake up and the first thing she's like, where's Jason? Like,
Well, if she was so fucking smart, she wouldn't have stood right in front of it when.
I'm going to say on her part, like we said, we didn't think he'd get through that.
machete
what?
should
Old ass
pierce it.
machete.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
It's
she
her
knows
fault.
he's
She relied
magic.
too much on science.
She
Yeah.
knows he's magic, so that's on her.
Yeah, he is magic. He's
Yeah.
level
Magic and
17
science.
magician.
Magician's on class.
So they bring her back. Thank you. Fuck. They bring her back, and the first thing she says is, "Where's Jason?" They're like, "Oh no, you're safe. Don't worry, he's dead."
He's
Don't worry.
totally dead. We scanned
But
him.
she doesn't even understand he's on the ship yet. She's just like, "Oh, so don't worry about it." The professor, like the whole time, is just like, "God, he's
This
so
guy,
fucking lame.
he
I hate
sucks.
that guy." He's taking this whole class of like 7 or 8 students, and he's a weirdo creep who's just trying to make money.
And get his nipples pinched.
Yeah.
He calls like his
Oh.
drug dealer, and he's like, "I've got some old people here I want to sell you."
I know, and that guy's like in his bed, like in a nursing home, and he's like,
Yeah.
That scene didn't make any sense.
scientists. Nah, we don't
Here's the
care
part-
about those people now.
Yeah. These 200-year-olds now. There's a part where he goes, "Ugh, that sucks. I need the money." That was an actual line written in here.
From the professor.
Yeah, from the professor. And the guy was like, "Wait, I see one of them is named Voorhees, as in Jason Voorhees." Which, by the way, if there's any info on him at this point in the future, you think that would just be like, "Hey, by the way, back in past Earth, there was like an unkillable killing machine."
You know what? How they could have linked it? What we did pull from Jason Voorhees' studies is how we got to nanomachines.
I thought that they were going to say that, but they didn't because they didn't care.
Well,
It would have
clearly
made
the
sense. He
nanomachines
regenerates,
have
they
gotten
regenerate
better.
you. They could have used
Yeah.
So
So Jason's a
You're
net
right.
positive for humanity.
he was.
Good job, Jason.
Yay.
We never would have known you're invincible unless you killed a bunch of people.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, there was something else in there to add to that, but
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know
there's
if
the
it matters.
forceps
Oh,
scene
yeah.
and the
Yeah, the
The
call-ins
wine.
and
the
Yep,
that's not what
forceps
I
and
mean.
wine.
the biggest fucking forceps ever, and I was like, huh? What's going on
industrial
here?
grade.
And then it was for just the nipple, and I'm like, well, I feel like that's not the appropriate tool for the job, but whatever, go at it.
Very strange.
You pass.
Oh my
It was a
God.
weird set.
It was very weird.
It's fucking weird. Oh,
It
when
was
they were
weird.
speaking to each other, when he was talking to his drug dealer guy asking about money, it felt like it was
grandpa.
like that looked like a scene straight out of Mystery Science Theater with like how cheap it looked.
Yes,
that they were talking
screen
to
on
each
screen
other.
effect. Yes, it
And I'm
really
telling
I
you,
thought the
the
same
guy
thing.
looked like he was in a cocoon.
Do you know what time it is? It's like, no, dude, we're in a different solar system.
I've been
What time
wrapped
is
by a
it?
spider.
I'm on spider drugs. But yeah, no, I can't believe he actually uttered, "Gosh, that sucks. I need money." That's a lot. Like, I wish I could have been with that writer. He's like, "I need to convey this character needs money." Oh, wait, I can just say
I can just,
I need money.
I can just say it.
I can
Fuck
just, like,
this.
I'm a god. I
Oh
can
my
do
god, have
whatever.
I invented a new way of writing? Just say it. Just say the line.
Modernism. Explain your feelings. But yeah,
Obviously, Jason comes back to life as they're working on him, and it leads to one of the cooler deaths you'll see in a Jason movie, and probably the second coolest death we'll see in either one of these two movies, where he dips
true.
this girl's face into liquid nitrogen, which,
Yep.
by the way, is not possible the way this is done. MythBusters disproved it. But he dips
But
her
they're
face
not
into
magic.
it,
Cool.
and then yes, they're not magic. You're right. And then he slams her face into the counter, and it just shatters. And it's fucking cool. It is
It
cool.
was a cool kill.
I
Yeah.
like the drill kill where they slide down it. I just thought it was kind of cool too.
The drill kill?
Yeah, it's like
One of the grunts.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a cool one.
Yeah. Also, we forgot to mention at this point they've introduced that there's like a bunch of grunts, as they call them, like Marines on board.
Yeah.
That are
And one of
all-
them was fucking badass.
right, but the rest are very incompetent and lazy and
Not only is that one badass, he also has one of the most badass lines in this whole movie.
he does.
He does.
I'm assuming it's takes more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ought to do it.
So
Take
good.
when they're poking the ribs. Put down this old dog.
And once
Yeah,
again, I feel in the
that ought to
writers'
do
room,
it.
they were like, "Oh wait, he is supposed to die here." Jason stabs him again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jason starts patrolling like he does normally. We're in a spaceship in outer space, but it doesn't change the fact that he's still against people having premarital sex.
Yeah, I love though that the professor is talking to Rowan, and he's like, oh, fuck, what did he?
Professor and Rowan.
He's a valuable scientific artifact that must be carefully preserved, much like yourself. He's an unstoppable killing machine. He's not dead. Believe me, he's definitely dead. She says,
Yeah.
show me. Hard cut to, I'm putting
Body
us on
bag.
lockdown.
So, that was a really good. I loved that. That's
Yeah,
a great
sometimes
way
you have
take
to
that.
wonder if they, like, made this movie as a joke on purpose.
Oh,
We
they
trained
had
them
fun,
wrong
you
on
could
purpose.
tell.
Did
I
they?
mean,
Yeah.
there's no way. Someone sat down and was like, "Guys, Jason, we're on 10. Where do we go? Space." Oh shit.
They
sure.
have a VR simulator for a camp for sleeping bags, and they had fun making this thing, and they knew it.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
I hope so. 'Cause
So, one of the girls is hooking up with one of the other students, and at the
That's
same
happened
time,
in
it
Jason
looks
movies.
like the professor is hooking up with one of his students, who is there to tweak his nipples, apparently.
That's the forceps.
Yeah,
Giant.
the forceps.
oversized.
And
And
as
short
she's
passing.
getting
Carnival
to that
size.
point, he screams, "You pass!"
She's getting the best grades.
Yeah, she passed because she tweaked his nipples really well.
Seems
The
to be
other
very
two
simple.
are having sex, the students, and as one heads out, Jason kills him.
Hold on, I want to add a scene in here because it's fantastic. I know. I'll be quick. As they're going to lockdown, the sergeant is what I'm going to call him, the commander, looks at the professor and he goes, "Are all your students here?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." They're clearly not on there. Like we
Well,
know,
we hadn't even gotten
we can
there
see
yet.
them. No, this happens
Sergeant
before that guy
Brodsky?
dies.
No, Stoney dies. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
he literally goes, "Yeah, all the students are here. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure." But like we can see the room and we see all the cast. And they're not there, but I love it because he's like, "I don't give a shit."
I don't fucking know,
After
And then the
man.
next
this
scene is
guy
Jason
just
killing
said,
him.
"Don't worry, he's dead." Hard cut to lockdown. Hard cut to.
Pretty sure
Is
they're
everybody here? Yeah.
here. Yeah, I did a head count. There's like 3 or
Stop
something.
fucking up.
You know, we added one more from Earth. Oh shit! But yeah, so just
Yeah, he
another
counted
great scene.
Rowan in his head count. It's like her.
Rowan Stoney.
It's like the Home Alone when they're going to the airport. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kevin.
Kevin. Got him.
Stoney.
Stoney. Yeah, Stoney dies probably a horrible death. That's
Yeah.
off screen.
Yeah, who knows?
Might have lived.
And then I think the next thing is Brodsky, right? Brodsky.
Sergeant Brodsky.
He gets his team together,
He's the
but
bad.
as he's doing that, the stoner guy,
Stone.
Azrael, and the guy that
Stone
looks
Cold
like
Steve
Stone Cold
Austin.
Steve Austin. Yes, I had to look it up to see if it was him or
Same.
not. It's
I
not.
was like, "Oh my god, that's Stone
it's
Cold."
not. And that
Stone
guy.
Cold wouldn't have lost.
Yeah. So they're playing a VR game where they're hunting dinosaurs or some weird shit, and Jason actually comes in and cuts them up, and then they switch out to real life, and then Jason kills him. Is there any more to it than that?
No.
Nah, you got it, man.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
I
pretty
did
cool.
want
He
to
just
say one
snaps his
thing.
back.
One other cast member, Kane Hodder, takes on the role of Jason again. I forget, maybe it was 6 or 7 he started, but
Yeah.
side note I had to point out.
I think, was this his last one, too?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you went
Yeah.
to space. Oh, and I also want to bring up, there's another scene of incompetence here. That's fantastic. As they're going to, like, Red Alert lockdown, Commander, Sergeant, whatever, I've already forgot.
Sergeant Brodsky.
He's like, it's Red Alert, all that. He goes into, like, the armor, and he's like, is everyone here? Oh, no, we're missing one guy. Oh, well, when you find him, brief him. I'm
Yep.
like, what? Is that how that works in a security? Hey, we're missing some of the guards.
So-
they're probably just doing shit.
His
don't
question
worry
to the
about it.
professor
Zoom
earlier,
meeting.
is this
Yeah,
everyone?
they're all...
you know,
it's just layers of incompetence.
we just don't
straight
really
down.
give a shit. We just say the thing because we're hoping we'll get good news.
Yeah, it's like 90% right. That's good enough. So, a lot of incompetence.
But yeah, he kills our little video game players. He makes short work of Stone Cold Steve Austin lookalike guy, which was disappointing because I thought someone is gonna fight him pretty well. No one does.
Sergeant Brodsky does.
Later on,
KM.
Your definition there was just, I thought someone would fight him well. And,
yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. Like we have all these futuristic motherfuckers, and all they have is bullets. Still, they all still have guns that have
was
bullets.
my note. 400 years into the future, and we're still fucking using the same caliber, same weapons. We've not changed anything.
We can send out ants that can fix people. Why can't we send out the opposite of something?
a
like
wasp that kills things.
that? Goes through your body and just like
shit.
deteriorates everything.
yeah.
That sounds like a war crime.
Yeah.
What the heck was that? It's Jason. I like this
So then,
movie's
now
photo
the grunts come down, and then Jason starts killing them off one by one. One of them almost has Jason. Actually, I was
Yeah.
wrong. You're right. One of them does. He gets him on the hook, and then he's like, "I got him, guys! I got him!" And then
Next scene of
within like what,
incompetence.
like 10
Scene-
seconds, Jason
Two scene
pulls
changes.
himself off the hook, which is kind of badass looking.
It was. But I also like his sergeant's on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's from the
His
kill
sergeant's
from
on the
that
line,
movie
he goes-
reversed.
He goes, don't take your eyes off of him for a second. And then it cuts to the scene of that guy. He's like, I'm fine. He's like staring this
Don't
way
worry.
at like a blank wall. Jason's fine. I was like, what do you think at the blank wall? Other
Yes,
Jason?
sir, we're all here.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Not one of
Speaking
us
of
is
them-
missing.
Them
the fuck's
talking
Jason?
to each other on their little walkie-talkies or whatever. Sometimes they would have to hit the button to talk, and then other times they would just talk, and it
I
would go
noticed that
through.
too.
There was no consistency with their communications.
Which is also
Might be a habit.
crazy in the future that we still have a half duplex communication system for fucking soldiers. You know,
Well,
where it's
you know,
one way,
445 years.
and you're like, "You still using a walkie-talkie system? You don't have something better, maybe?"
You don't have like scanners on your ship to detect when people's walking around.
We've mastered light years, like, and space travel and all that, but we can't do that.
Yeah. Can't. Yeah, that part cracks me up. It's like, we need to send people down there to find him. It's like, spaceship, can you not scan and just know where he is? I'm pretty sure Walmart can
Yep.
almost do that at this point. Like,
Oh, did you notice the gear that they sent them out in? All these soldiers. I kept thinking it looks like one, they're wearing Laser Quest gear, like they're about to get in a Laser Quest. And then two, it looks like they're at a damn Laser
Dark.
Quest studio.
Yes. Well,
it might have been
and that was
filmed
my
in
note
one.
earlier. It looks like a fucking storage rental facility because it's just
Yeah.
like, are they in a big garage or
My
something?
God.
Yeah,
It
you
would
like
be great if they rented an actual Laser Quest.
you see their armor and you're like, oh, that's gonna come in handy in case Jason has a toy
machete.
High
laser gun.
score.
Pew! Ah, you got me, Jason. Lit
Jason's
up.
name-
Jason, you lit up. You lit up, Jason.
You
His
gotta
name on the
stop.
screen is Jason X.
Oh, I like
Ah,
it.
son of a bitch.
He's like, who put that in? I didn't even know that dumb son of a bitch could spell.
Who's Daddy Forceps?
You promised.
So yeah, he picks them off one by one, kills the whole group of like 9 of them, and then the last one is Sergeant Brodsky, their leader, who who's
Start
looking
getting
around for him,
badass-ky.
gets stabbed through like a wall and says, it's going to take a little more than a poke in the ribs to kill me. Gets stabbed a second time in like the same spot, and he says, yep, that'll do it. And then
There it
we're
is,
led to
that'll
believe
do
he
it.
dies. And it was
Badass.
one of the coolest scenes ever.
An incompetent badass.
Yeah. At that point, they're either really having a lot of fun with the script or they're just not
They
trying at all.
They are. You can tell.
I hope so. For their sake, I
mean,
really
you
hope
can tell
so.
they spent more time writing, focusing on like some of the inside jokes or stupidity of it than actually how it's gonna planning it out.
Yeah, how it actually
Yeah.
comes out.
A lot of the scenes near the end when they're like docking or whatever from the spaceship or blowing up, I'm like, what the fuck is even going on here now, man?
doing.
So
Yeah.
many goddamn scenes. I'm like, didn't we just do this or try to?
Well, they're trying to fit it all. They have an hour and a half. They got to get it all in there.
Yeah, and honestly, this is one of those movies I didn't once think the runtime was too long.
No, I thought it was pretty. Some of the end I felt was a little dragged out.
That's
but
when it
wasn't,
starts kind of
like
repeating
hopping.
itself, you know? Where they're
Yeah, like it kind of
"Hype
goes
up!"
like cutscene to scene. Yeah, but
So at this point, all the students and the professor are hiding in a lab. They hear Jason
Great
knocking
spot to
on the
hide.
door,
so stupid.
and they tell the one professor or Dr. Rowan to go
Rowan.
up there.
Just rowing.
And peek her head in.
Peek your head out, see if he's out there. And I was like, you dumb motherfuckers.
You guys don't have cameras.
She should be the
on
one who's
spaceship?
like, nah, bro, you do
Or
it.
not. I'm out. I told y'all
Hey,
not
guess
to
what?
do this.
I stood in front of a fucking chamber.
Yeah.
And I'm here in the future now. I'm not poking my head out there.
Winning.
But she does
Once again,
say
no cameras.
he's not there. And no one believes her, but then Jason breaks through a glass window behind them. And they all run the
Which-
fuck out as quick as possible.
Which raises why they were hiding in that room to begin with. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
it
sitting there
wasn't very
looking at the
secure.
locked door, and there's a window.
Yep.
Maybe
it's
they
like-
thought their window is in the future and it's, supposed to be as strong as a cryogenic
One would think
chamber.
a spaceship window. Yeah, one would think this, but
What we found out, what this movie proved more than anything is the future sucks. We're
well,
not
yeah,
as...
building
we're-
codes are not up to
yeah,
standard.
No, and in
anything,
case some killer
gotten
guy
dumber.
comes back from... Yeah. And our clothing is stupid. The crochet bullshit, what the fuck is that?
It was bad.
The wardrobe in this movie might be the worst part about the movie.
So much of it, I'm just like,
Yeah,
eh.
very 2000s. What cracks me
It
up.
It
really-
is,
or,
man. The
like,
lighting
mid-90s
on this
too.
set screams.
Which
Hoobastank
is the
is not
problem.
far behind us.
You shouldn't be making a futuristic movie and it feel like the 2000s, right?
I get that.
I mean-
yeah, but these films are
It's
different,
not a
right?
timeless
That's
film,
True.
It's
But,
goofy.
A futuristic movie should be only limited by its budget and like what you're capable of doing, right?
and they're-
not your
yeah.
wardrobe and shit
Yeah, I don't.
I think
and your
this movie,
hairstyles.
I think they
the
were-
writers were less future, and they're like, we just want to get Jason in space.
Yes,
So whatever makes that happen.
We've got a witty fucking we've got a funny script. I just want to use it. That's it.
Yeah, I just need his ass in
He
space.
gets to be in a VR thing and throw a fucking sleeping bag around.
Ow.
We
Ow.
haven't got there yet, but yes, he
It's
does
so
get to
good.
do that. They get ready to dock, but Jason kills the pilots.
He always knows
Brutally.
who to go for.
I know, and so they
Yeah,
crash right
he's
through
pretty
this
good.
docking station, and it just explodes like a motherfucker. It's
Mom
pretty
says
awesome.
I got timing like the wood block.
Yeah,
Also surprising, spaceships don't have any autopiloting to
yeah,
avoid.
which
That.
the future.
we don't see the
Yeah.
backstory that these are like the guild.
Oh, I get
Pilots.
you. It's like tech
Like
has
in
been
Dune?
suppressed.
Yeah, the
Or
guild.
is it more like Firefly, where they just
need
suck
spice
anyways?
where they're
I
like,
could see everything.
Jason's behind me. Shit.
So I said it was pretty awesome. It was really kind of a pathetic explosion. I don't know what
Yeah.
they spent their budget on, but it wasn't high tech shit.
Cyborg Jason.
Yeah, I think they probably spent like $6 million on Cyborg Jason.
And I want to say,
About
you all
5
know
minutes
this
of
was
them.
like some rights handoff thing where like the Jason's rights expired or they sold them real quick to somebody, and they got picked up by this Canadian production company. It
It
wasn't
Or they just
because it used to be New Line or Miramax, I think.
Yeah.
Are you saying this for a fact or you're guessing?
I am pretty sure on this. I forget the
Okay.
details.
Okay,
But I mean,
get
you can tell.
So
excuse
it's one of those,
this
like, we
is
have to make a
totally
movie
different
fast.
production company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot to say, Jason, when he breaks into the lab and they all run away and get away, except for the professor, who gets killed.
He
And,
just wanted his machete.
He just wanted his machete,
We're
guys.
good, guys.
And then he
Let's
gets
go.
his head cut off. I think.
He tries to negotiate with Jason too. He's like, I can make you
I
rich
put in my
and
notes.
famous.
First man to try and bribe Jason.
Yeah.
You
I
want
mean,
money?
fuck it. Why not? Has Jason ever not killed anyone from any kind of plea or begging or anything?
Yes. And the second
Of course
one,
you fucking knew this.
the girl puts on Jason's mom's sweater that he's got in the
yeah.
house. He goes, Jason, it's me, your mom. No, Jason, it's
Yeah, I
okay.
forgot.
Like
That's
she,
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a reoccurring thing through the
So
first
really,
few ones.
Earth 2 just needs Jason's mom's sweater for
A
everyone.
sweater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
and
probably
that,
the same
was
fashion.
the other. I think I said it earlier. Betsy Palmer, who played Jason's mom in the first one, was going to play in this one, but due to a scheduling issue, she was not able to make it.
What
And I
the
was like,
fuck was she gonna do in this?
I don't know, but that would have been cool as fuck.
I want to know what the
That's the
script had
fan
in
film
store
lover
for
in
her.
me.
Oh,
That
I
would
know
have
what
been
it would have been.
Awesome.
You
What?
know how they do the VR stuff? I bet she would have popped up.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that would have just made him more mad though.
Yeah, who cares?
It would have been good. That
yeah.
would have been good.
You know
yeah.
what? I would have loved it. I watched that lady in the documentary, the Camp Crystal Lake Memories one, and she was like an actual actor before, and then she's like, but now it's the thing I'm known for the most. I just did it so I could pay off my car.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Where else are? So Sunaran decides that he's got to upgrade his little droid girlfriend thingy.
God,
Keeps
this
Uh,
guy.
names.
We forgot the part where
Jimmy
he put
Pesto.
boobs on her or something. It's fucking weird.
It's
So
all
he's
weird, man.
upgrading her while the other survivors try to figure out a plan. And then one of the pilots or engineers survives, and he's trying to set something else up so they can blow something. Does anyone know what the fuck they're actually
They're,
doing?
is what
What
they're
is their
trying to
plan?
escape on the shuttle
Yeah.
at this point, which is actually a good plan.
They blow
And
half
we
of
also
it
get a
off.
really we get a really cool line here when they find the dead pilot, and he's like, "I've seen worse."
Yeah,
the
he did say
Microsoft
that.
conflict.
Yep.
That's like, you can't just throw that in there. That's so bad. That's like, what's that movie with the fast food wars?
Which one?
The movie was it Running Man or
Ready Player One.
was it Ready Player One? That had I thought the fast food wars was something else.
They had the fast food wars, and I think there's somebody who's like
Fast
the-
Food Wars is Demolition Man, is what it's
Oh
originally.
yeah, Taco Bell
Yes.
wins.
Because it's Burger King and Taco Bell, yeah.
But I'm
But,
pretty sure I thought Ready Player One had that, or they had some kind of war.
Well, I think we discussed that movie just was all references, so
Yeah.
they probably definitely had it.
They probably stole it. That was a reference to Demolition
Yeah.
Man. Did you
You
see
guys know
that?
Demolition Man.
No, I heard it.
But their plan is to take a shuttle and like leave him on this ship because it's going to blow. I think, right? I think they know it at this point. If not, it doesn't matter. They get, I don't know, what was it? They get like 80% done. Jason kills the engineer, and then the person that's on the shuttle that's supposed to let him in freaks out.
Yeah.
She won't open the door. You know, it's a classic horror movie. I freeze up. Even though this entire time they've been in a fright. Like, the entire time it's been like a possible death scenario. Now's the moment I'm going to freeze up.
Yeah, I love when they decide suddenly that I'm too scared. Well, if you do this, we can get the fuck out of here.
Fuck, you don't have to be scared. That's what-
You could have been
we
scared
have-
5 minutes ago. Now's the good time.
Yeah, why are you scared now? And then, of course, she ends up ejecting by herself, and the fuel line's still attached. Once again, I don't know why the fuel line wouldn't auto deattach when the ship
In the future.
was. It was really. I feel like it probably does that now.
Yep.
Yeah, it probably does it now.
Elon Musk was like, I can do that right now.
I can pay someone to do that now,
Yeah,
but
I
it
can pay
blows
someone
up,
to do
kills
that.
them,
Yeah.
and then they're backed in a corner because Jason has somehow teleported to where they are.
But
Magic.
luckily, they're okay because KM got upgraded.
No, she didn't get upgraded.
No, that
His
well, that-
exact words is, "I gave her an upload."
Oh, that is what he fucking said.
Because he said that, I'm like, I don't think they know any of these words.
I know kung fu, she says.
She also says "gotcha," which was rough.
This is the dumbest robot ever.
I have 90s and 2000 catchphrases preloaded.
Hasta la vista, baby.
He really does say, "I uploaded her," and I was like, I don't think that means
Yep, what you
what
think
you
it
were
means.
hoping.
You keep saying this word. I do not think it means what
How
you think
did
it
you
means.
build this robot?
Where did you upload her to? Because she's
Yeah.
still there. Did you Where did
Well,
it transition to, buddy?
Did you upload stuff to her? Because I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
just her downloading. But yeah. Oh, God, what a
Update
good
would have
one.
been a nice, easy word to use.
Update,
But
upgrade.
she is
Yep.
uploaded, and she actually
Shit.
beats the shit out of him. She shoots him. She
She
blows
shoots him
his-
with the same guns that didn't work earlier.
Yeah, no, that's the
Her
guns that
update
didn't
was
work
to make
earlier.
those bullets better.
Exactly.
Or
It did-
upload.
Well, if you press the trigger harder, it just shoots harder. Isn't that
But
the
they
way
have
real
a setting
guns work?
on it.
You
Yeah.
upload
They
me
have a
from
setting.
45 caliber.
So
Bolt
yeah, those
rifle.
bullets blow him all to hell, and he's missing most of his body, most of his face, everything like that. It just so happens like he lands on one of the lab rooms, like the little area.
You think the
And
people
once
from
again,
the future
you
who
think the
use
robot.
this shit and the robot would have noticed this and thought, well, could there be a problem here?
Yeah,
You think the robot would be like, I just blasted him into a medical room.
correct.
I should
but,
drag him out of there.
Or
but that
instead of
wasn't
keep-
uploaded.
blow this
She
thing
kept
away.
pushing him in there. Yeah. Or I should just put him in an airlock and airlock him out. A very simple
Yes.
way.
But
Let's do
he's not our
something.
problem right now because they think he's dead, kind of. But our problem is the ship has about 30 minutes until it blows up.
Time.
These things
But
happen.
the emergency ship is like 45 minutes away.
Yep, the Tiamat.
And there's like a stupid conversation of like, you got to get here faster. And they're like, just come when you can get here. We're going to figure this out. So they're going to blow off like half of the ship and leave the rest of it like as a. I don't even know that they ever do that.
I didn't understand this plan, man, because I'm like, the problem I thought would happen starts to happen.
Yeah, it's I think it was just sci-fi mumbo jumbo. We need to
Actually, they do.
have a
They
ship
do.
rescue us.
They
Do
blow
they?
off the other half and they go to that room,
They're
right?
like little
they-
pods.
they-
It's not even a
And
half.
this is where they realize. Is this where they realize Jason is back?
yeah,
It's
because they're in that
before they
room,
blow it
and
up.
then the
It's
opens,
before they blow it up.
and heavy
Yeah.
metal Jason.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Cyborg,
And then-
2001 PS1 graphic, PS2 graphics, Jason.
KM gets her head knocked off.
Why does
and
metal
she's
look like
I know
like
it
rubber?
looks, it looks like absolute shit.
Shiny.
Their droid girl gets the shit beat out of her.
It's like
but
somebody-
then they're able to blow everything up, so they get out of there, and they're on the other side of the building or ship or whatever. And Jason's out in outer space, so he should be dead, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Nope. He punches a hole through the fucking ship, and it creates a vacuum.
Once again, that's amazing because you would
That-
assume starships are.
I love that they
Near
can blow off part of
indestructible.
the ship, but he can punch
But
the
it's-
hole.
What's her name is getting sucked out or what?
Rowan?
One of the
No,
other characters.
No, not Rowan. Janessa.
Janessa,
Janessa.
yeah.
She's getting pulled into
her
the
name.
vacuum or
And
whatever.
there's a whole, like, fucking scene.
She almost gets her hand grabbed, and then it looks like she's like, "Nah, I'm just gonna embrace it." I don't know. The scene's stupid. She goes
She was
right
done with
through
this
it, and
movie.
then splats. It's just splat.
that
I
hole
don't. Yeah, it didn't
Wasn't
make
big
any
enough,
sense.
And then space,
Yeah.
I guess.
Compression.
Yeah, I guess.
It was
But,
really stupid. And I loved
The
it.
emergency ship to rescue them eventually gets there, and he's like creating a little tunnel and making it so they can come through. But just at that point, Jason has punched his way through the ship, and now he's there. But
there.
lucky for us, Brodsky is still alive, and decides he's gonna take him on.
Badass.
And he's been healed by the nanobot. Which once
Yeah, I forgot
again,
about
what's the
that,
limit
sorry.
on the nanobots? Because
Just
like,
can't
could they
be
have
dead.
saved
Can you
all
just
the
be a
girls?
head?
I think you just can't be dead.
Can they go
Like
get
how
her
dead?
her body out in space and the pieces and make her again?
I don't fucking.
Is
you got-
it like VHS is Beyond?
You
Like
just need
last
a little hint of DNA.
the last clip in VHS
Yeah,
Beyond.
where it just kind of
Where the ship keeps rebuilding her.
keeps coming, and it's like,
Oh,
no,
God,
leave me
fuck.
alone.
Oh, what if Jason was stuck on that ship? Would he just keep kind of a Cronenberg monster?
Oh God, see, and then crossover there would be amazing.
Yeah.
But we get a
Jason
better
VHS.
ending though, because I love what happens in the end here.
With Brodsky goes out and he does a spacewalk to fix the door. And to distract Jason, to keep him from getting to him too soon, they create a virtual reality simulation of a camp. And it was actually, I thought it was one of the funnier moments in the movie,
It's
right?
hilarious.
It had a bunch of teenage girls.
2 teenage girls.
2 teenage girls.
They're like, we love premarital sex, or something like
Beer
that.
and weed.
Yeah. But like they
Beat
get in
them to death in
there,
their sleeping bag.
they get in their sleeping bags, and then like you see the other stuff happening, and then the next time they go back to his little simulation, he's just beating the shit out of them with each other in the sleeping bag.
The sound is amazing. They're just going, ow,
Ow,
ow, ow,
ow,
ow.
ow. Ow.
Which cracks me up because Jason's like, hell yeah. I got
Hell
him.
yeah, this is.
This is my
This is
head.
it.
Live in that. I think he'd be in that simulator forever if they let him. He doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit.
This is
They messed
essentially
up.
Jason fapping right here, guys.
Yeah. What if you just kept
My
him alive
purpose.
and you just stuck him in a simulator all day?
He'd probably be fine
This
with
would
it.
be better than freezing him, right?
Yeah.
Because as
Agreed.
long as
Where-
that
Where'd you
simulator
put
keeps
Jason?
going,
We put an Oculus Quest on him, and he's good.
Let him tucker himself out, and then you can milk him afterwards.
we got to inject him with Dramamine because he gets all kinds of motion sickness.
Ugh.
He gets about 100, 200 kills, and he starts to go to bed.
Killed 15,000 people today. Another good one.
Good.
And then,
I'm
like he just
saving the
has no
world.
fucking idea that that's like it's fake. Every night he goes to sleep thinking he's done
doing a
good
good
work.
job.
So many, there's so many goddamn tourists this year.
Why do I
So-
keep
Where are
seeing
they come
my
from?
mom's
Like, in
sweater
about-
on him?
15 years he figures it out and he's like, oh my god, I'm a phony, and just kills himself.
This is the Truman Show.
Shirt. I knew it was weird.
I knew I was
But
getting weak.
All along, I kind of knew, but I was happy.
But like they harvest his energy that's utilized to killing as like a way to run spaceships or something. Who knows?
Or they just leave him be. And it's like,
just like,
hey,
whatever.
why don't we go to that planet? Oh, we just put Jason in VR in that
His
planet.
own-
So
Yeah,
it's just, it's
a
his.
personal hell
It's a moon.
slash personal heaven.
You can
Yeah.
watch that movie too. Like it's just watch Jason kill people.
Yeah.
It's on Twitch.
I have. I've watched
Yeah.
1 through
He
9
streams
before
it
this.
live.
Yeah.
Hey viewers, today I found some teens behind the cabin.
His YouTube stream.
Don't forget to like and
Actually,
subscribe.
the 2009 one pretty much did. He became like survivalist Jason. Like he just needed his YouTube content where he's like, yeah. So
don't-
there's I set up the mines and some explosions. These damn teens
Fucking
won't leave me
Rambo'd it.
alone though. I'm gonna go have to deal with them though.
Hey,
don't
don't
have to-
forget I got merch on the site for sale. A lot of those T-shirts have been stained with blood, for real.
Slash that
I
like
signed
and
them.
subscribe button.
Get the
I'm
bell on,
slashing
folks.
prices.
I'm a slasher. I've got to be stopped.
I've got
God,
my
Jason's
personal
fallen.
hockey mask signed in blood. That's right.
This kill brought to you by NBA.
That's
but
right. Shutter
pretty
and me
much,
have a contract.
He eventually finds his way out of the simulation. He starts
As
chasing
Jason
them
does.
down. Yeah, they go through the little tunnel. They're safe. The ship is blowing up, except
does.
Jason is flying at them.
He's doing the freaking Princess
Princess
Leia.
Leia,
from Star
yeah.
Wars
Yes, that's what I was
8.
thinking of exactly.
And
I
then
don't
luckily
need gravity,
Sergeant
bitch.
Brodsky grabs him, and then they burn up on entry to Earth 2.
Yeah, turns
I
out you just
love
need
them
to re-entry.
going down together, man.
I know, they're like,
I love you,
it.
Jason.
And then the
This
campers
is the way it should be.
coming out and
Man
saying,
to man.
"Look at that, a shooting
It's
star!
a shooting star.
It landed in the lake. Let's go check
Let's
it
go
out."
check it out.
Oh my god, that
Fuck
dialogue
yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah,
that
it
was like my
top
favorite
notch.
part.
Let's go check it out. Oh.
Sooner on, the scientist guy tells KM that he's gonna build her a new body, and then Dr. Rowan looks like it's finally over. But the mask, we see the mask at the bottom of the lake.
Oh yeah.
Which,
And we never revisit Jason on Earth
Space.
2 ever again.
well, I mean, you could maybe look at every other Jason film is on Earth 2.
No,
from here
because the
out.
This isn't the
futuristic shit
multiverse or
isn't.
something, man.
Yeah.
It is.
This is, as we
very
were talking about
futuristic.
before, I don't think this movie is canonical at all.
I don't think any of them are canonical to me.
What?
They're all
Yes, they are.
not to me. They're all
Not
their
to
own
Matt.
separate
Some of the
Jasons.
movies you've seen from the earlier movies.
Not to Matt.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They
That
can
doesn't matter.
literally be
New Jason.
previously on Jason, and Matt could be like, nope, didn't
They
happen.
would- literally
What do you mean
have done that.
Previously on
They have
nothing?
done
That's
that.
weird. Yeah, they have.
It's
Actually,
like the
Jason
first
6
four do
specifically
that.
referenced.
Yeah, it really was.
Jason
Five.
6 specifically referenced
Because the
earlier
kid's
ones.
going crazy because Jason.
Killed his parents or
I don't know.
brother? I can't remember.
Yeah, he's going out there to the graveyard, and then he
He's a
sees
killer
him-
at the end, right?
Yeah,
He becomes a killer
Oh
in
God.
Jason 6.
yeah, it's a kid does. Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
he kills Jason, right? And then he becomes a
no,
killer.
he doesn't. Jason 6
Wow,
is
are we just
Roy,
making
the
a cool
ambulance driver.
Which one are we talking about, Brett? I know it.
The kid is in the hospital and he becomes a killer.
What you're talking about 5, I think, and
Nope, 6.
There is this.
6 is the one we watched.
Yep. He
And
becomes
6
a killer
is
at the
the
end.
porno director, and that's Roy, the ambulance driver.
I believe you.
What?
Tommy?
This
Tommy
is,
is
the boy.
the boy's name.
Yeah, he's a killer.
It's Roy.
Number 6, Tommy has grown up. So it is
Yeah,
5.
there's 2 of them that Tommy's grown up in. Number 6, though, remember the special guy who's eating the chocolate bar and goes, "You don't want no chocolate?" And then that one guy cuts his head off with an axe, and then we find out Roy's his dad, the ambulance driver who gets him that day.
Yeah, yes. And Brett, we are talking about 5. And
In
it was
the end
called
of
A
it,
New
there's a
Beginning.
scene where it looks like he's turning, but then they kind of flip-flop that around.
yeah, because of verse 2, of course. But yeah.
Yeah. And that's only in the end
What?
when he's like checked into the hospital or
It-
like at home. They're doing essentially what Halloween 2 or 4 did. The one with the little girl. I think it's 4.
Oh, yeah. God, I've not
Where she
seen that
attacks
one
the
in a while.
stepmom.
Yep.
But it's
I don't
just
And
think
a
then
I've
I
light.
just
seen
kinda
Jason
brush that
6
shit.
then. I think I've seen Jason 5.
Jason 5 is the one with Corey in it, and he makes the scary mask and stuff. He's Tommy. And
We
6 is the
Oh, I'm
next
sorry.
one. And they
Help
fucked
me,
it
Matt.
up.
Help
we
me.
did 4 on the podcast because it opens in the morgue. 4 is the one it literally starts at the end of 3 with the ambulance driver, takes him to the
No.
morgue. He wakes up in the morgue and kills him.
Here's the thing. We did.
Or maybe I've just watched all
We
of
did
these,
6.
and now they're just one long. We did do 6.
We did
So I've
6.
just watched all of them. And
Which
they've
is the
blended
one that
together.
ends with them in a barn?
There's a bunch
All
with
of
them in a barn.
Yeah, they're in a
but
barn and then they go
6
to the
ends
hospital.
in a barn.
Fuck!
What if 6 and 4 is the same film?
Fuck! So he goes to the kid goes, he likes all the masks, and then he goes to that crazy facility with all the people.
Yeah, and
The kid with the chocolate bar?
yeah. And he goes, "I just got my chocolate," and he gets it on the fucking laundry, and then that one guy's chopping up the wood. That's the one with Roy.
I'm gonna have to watch 4, 5, and 6 again. That's
That's
what's happening.
Roy the killer.
Everything
Yeah,
I know
Friday
is
the
wrong.
13th. The return initial start of Roy.
The Return of.
It's like a Scooby-Doo one.
Starring
That's the porn director. That's
Roy.
how stupid that one is, and that's why I
Yeah,
love it, because you're like,
yeah.
what the fuck
That
is
has
going
that
on?
mom and son that are disgusting.
You get him,
right?
Mom. You get him.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Why did I think at the end Tommy is at the hospital and becomes evil?
Because he is. He was always evil.
That is the alarm. That
We made it.
we did it. We talked about Jason X. Jason Goes to Space.
All right.
So many great
I like
names.
calling it Jason Goes to Space because it sounds like Ernest Scares Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason kills campers.
Jason goes to Africa. Jason goes to camp.
Would you
Jason
watch?
talks about
Jason
wildfires.
says
Would you watch a
Christmas.
Jason movie if you just sub him out for Ernest and like?
Fuck yeah.
No, you
What?
sub
No.
Ernest out for Jason.
Ernest out for Jason.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and,
And
it's like
no,
the
no,
little
no.
monsters in the Halloween. It's just Jason with
How
like a milk
about
and machete.
instead of the
just-
subbing out, when Ernest does his personalities, one of his personalities is Jason.
Listen,
The Ottoman Empire, and then he cuts down to
what?
Have we ever
What
watched
about-
a Ernest movie?
I would love
for
to.
This?
I love
No,
Ernest
but I
Scared
would love
Stupid
to.
during Halloween. I love it.
I love Ernest
I
Scared
don't.
Stupid.
I don't care. I
What?
fucking love it.
I want JB Fletcher to try to solve a Jason murder.
I
She
I
just,
don't
like,
think
walks
they're
into,
hard
like,
to
a-
solve.
Well, she would make it hard.
No, she would make it hard.
She would like obviously like go
Yeah.
the long way. She's like, his body's been cut up. It must have been an industrial accident. He's just like in the corner.
Yeah,
Like,
she'd
huh?
come right up to him and be like, "I know it was you. I caught you." And then he'd
You
be
just
like,
wait till I can prove it.
"Okay, well now I'm gonna kill you."
I'm gonna prove-
Got you. I didn't have anything, and now you threatened to kill me, so I
fucking
got you
did it.
now.
You trained the
got
dog,
me.
Jason.
You got me. You did. That was good.
I'll go to court and testify against
Oh,
myself,
fuck.
JB. You Perry Ellis to me.
You fucking got me. Well,
I think
but yeah, that's Jason X, and I think that is a fun ass movie.
Perry Mason, not Perry Ellis. Oh my God, Perry
Perry
Ellis
Mason?
clothing brand. Perry Mason, yeah, when he always
Yeah.
has them indict themselves on the stand.
But yeah,
Good film.
I think I'm not sure
I-
we should be grading
We shouldn't
it
go into
yet.
it yet.
We
It was a
should
good
talk
film.
about its counterpart
So
in a
is
violent
called-
nature.
here's the cool.
In
what was
a
it called?
violent
in
nature.
a violent nature. There's a catch with this though. 'cause
Nature is violent.
Unlike the last two movies or pairs of movies we did, you can't really compare them. I mean, you can. You can always make the
Crisscross.
attempt, but they don't. It's not like Paranormal Activity 1 and 2.
I'll compare it
VHS.
however I want.
Oh,
This
okay.
is
You're
Listen.
not my mom.
Brofsky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ought to do it.
that's how they catch you.
It's a hard one though, but I mean there is crossover here. So let's jump on over.
What do you mean there is crossover? Of course there's fucking crossover. This killer exists because he was bullied at like near a campsite or out in the woods. He's killing teenagers.
Yeah.
He exists because Jason exists.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like this is us following a Jason killer around for their perspective mainly.
Which
I
gotta
wanna
be honest
say-
with you.
I want to say this exists because of Jason in space exists. So
No.
I don't. I don't know
Unless
if
this
that's
is
ever inspired anything.
this is what happens
What
when
do
you
you
went to
mean?
Earth 2.
Oh, he got
Jason Goes to
worse.
Space will go down as a top 25 Jason movie.
What?
Are
By
there
the year
25?
2455,
Oh,
it will
this
be
is
a top.
25.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing that makes these two connected, they're both Canadian films. It's weird, right?
Yeah, it is. Who did Canada make so many films? Not I.
That is your
Not
takeaway
I.
from this.
What?
Yeah, we had Last Night. We had this movie.
Canada makes a
Jason
shit
X.
ton of
Well,
films. Like
that's
most of-
because Hollywood moved to Canada for a lot of their movies because it's a
Toronto.
lot cheaper. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's wild to say about anything in Toronto being cheaper.
Well, LA is super expensive.
Yeah. And they got a lot of taxes for shit like that, where Toronto's like, no, we'll pay you money to hang out here.
I feel qualified.
Come
to
shoot a
speak on
film.
this.
Come shoot Jason X
Okay.
out here.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start our timer
All
for
right.
this one. I don't
whatever
think
you
it's
want.
gonna last very long.
No.
We are starting right now. Movie is In a Violent Nature, and it came out in 2024.
Yep.
Is that right,
Yeah.
Brendan?
Came out this year.
What was the budget for this movie?
Oh, man,
I'm gonna say 5 million. I'm just guessing.
I was gonna say like
Ugh.
$1.5 million.
Just films are expensive now, so like I always
Yeah.
have to like go
3
way
million.
higher than what I'm. Okay, well, so
Okay.
I wasn't there yet.
I was
but-
closer.
What?
I said $1.5 million. You said
Oh,
5.
you did say 1.5. Okay.
Yeah, so I was
Okay, my
1.5
God.
off. You were too.
Price is right, me.
Yeah, I
I'm
did.
gonna say 1.5, Jim.
He said 5. I'm gonna say 4.9.
Son of a bitch.
The,
How much did it make?
I think
I
it
feel like
you should just know these
said
things,
The film
Brandon.
earned almost 4.2 million at the box office.
Before we jump into this, I have to ask, Brendan, you love slasher films. You've seen all of them a million times.
Yeah.
Where does this one rate for you?
All right, so you're coming at it with a little. The catch here
Come
is
on,
this
back
is too
feet.
fresh to know where I will rank it. Right?
Yeah.
I
Fresh
love
to
it a
kill.
lot more than some people do. If you look at it, well, IMDb is bad for this anymore now because
Fuck
you'll
it.
see
Isn't for anything.
shitty shows, TV shows that are 8, right? And then like
Every
hailed
Disney Plus show.
classics as a 7.1 or some bullshit. And this one I think is like dog shit on there, but I actually like it quite a bit. It can be kind of slow in parts, but I like the premise of it. Just the whole idea of following the killer through his eyes, and they actually make it work most of the time, and they have good kills.
I
And you
do
get
like
a hint
the
of
premise.
the story.
Like you said, following through his eyes. I kind of wish it was more through his eyes.
Yeah.
Does that
I wanna
make
get into
sense?
that. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my minor
The
complaints with
director
the film.
said blank canvas is how he tried to film it, right? And that way it would be like this.
Yeah.
It's hard to do through his eyes, and are we
God, that just
agreeing
feels
with the
like
killer?
director
You know, or
speak.
like
Okay.
is
No,
he our
this
protagonist?
is why I asked you. You have the experience and the knowledge, and this is your field. If we talked, I don't know what my field would be, but this one is yours.
I feel that rebel
We're on your turf when we talk about scary
pass.
movies. Yeah, just in case anyone doesn't see the video, Brandon was rubbing his nipples and screamed, "You pass."
I figured they'd know from the U pass because that was in the same U pass from
I
earlier.
hear you pass, and I think of Gandalf.
I thought it was just like a known thing that when people say that, you rub your nipples.
Well,
I mean,
is-
Jason X with
it
a
is
cultural
now.
touchdown.
Why are we all rubbing them?
So-
does this movie have anyone worth talking about?
Not that I know of.
no.
But as far as it's too early, and I feel like you give this one time, and it's one that's going to build up more of a following. People on
That's
like
fair.
the horror subreddits and like the Shudder one, even they love it right now. But you'll still have ones who are like, I just couldn't get into it because it is slow and it's different.
I will say my two favorite things about it. I think the cinematography is awesome,
Yeah,
and I think the
Whoever shot it
sound
has it
in
nice.
this movie is fantastic.
yeah. Some of
The sound of
crunches
him
and-
walking,
yeah.
the actual the voices where it sounds like, you know how like you're playing a video game and you hear the people talking, but you know it's not you. You can just hear them.
Mhm.
It's kind of what it felt like, and I don't know. I don't, like I said, it doesn't feel like it's from his perspective. It just feels like you're watching his perspective.
The camera gets to be around him.
Yeah. It's unique for sure.
You do see some things, so like such as the early on when he thinks he sees his locket or whatever in that guy's house.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah, I
see,
could have used more of that.
I
Honestly.
know that is kind of
Yeah.
what I wish they had
Well-
done more, but
Anyways,
they are. I think they greenlit a second one already.
of course I did. You can't make a horror movie without making a second one.
I mean,
No.
that's what a lot of these guys get into it. If you know,
Look, I complain about that sometimes, but I watch most of the sequels.
Same.
it's something to fill
Like if they made a
time.
Hereditary 2, I'm in it. I don't
Oh my
even know what it would be
God.
about.
I
But, like,
actually am in that already. You
Yeah,
talk about
King
like
Pie,
now we
Mon.
just watched the cult take over the world. Hell yeah, I'm in
Is
there.
it- that's
No,
my
I
catch.
want to watch it like a slice of life movie.
Is it a
of just
political
Paimon.
trauma?
No, I just want like Paimon as a teenager.
Yeah,
like,
what's he
you know-
doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
what's he up to? Like,
It's
is
like
he drawing
Dune,
weird shit at
except
school?
Is he
Paimon.
a
He's got to
carpenter?
deal with that, like the great power that comes with being God Emperor.
Got 4 men at the factory, and he's just mad at people.
Yep.
Raper, slash her
Like,
dad's
"Hey,
throat, and
I
kill the kids.
really thought my life would be a lot more glamorous, but I'm just a mid-level manager at a
Capitalism
fucking
grinds us
factory.
all down.
Can't wait until the real shit starts happening, but I gotta be honest with you, I'm thinking about killing myself.
You want to relive
Right,
the
but put
dinner
the money-
scene, Mom? Headless
Right, but put my
Mom? Do you
money
want
in
to come to the
retirement.
dinner scene and yell at me?
Someone?
God, I just want to feel something.
This is not what I was
That
promised.
fucking scene is amazing.
Yeah, it is. So this movie starts off, you don't really see anything, you hear something. Sounds like a group of friends. They're, what is it, Troy
Conversing.
and Colt?
You know, don't give them names.
They say each other's names at this
I
point.
know, but
Yeah,
They
I
find a
don't.
locket, and they're like, oh, just fucking take it.
yeah, these aren't
Right?
even real characters.
Yep.
To me. Yeah.
No. And moments later, that's when we see kind of the corpse of this guy just kind of rise to the, like, come up.
Yeah, like pops up. It's actually a pretty good scene. Like I
It
thought
is.
this part was shot
It's
super.
cool. Shot really
this
well.
whole film was shot well.
Yeah.
It is.
Like there's a few times in the woods, like when it's dark out, that it had like this awesome grainy effect.
Yep.
So
But it wasn't impossible to see anything.
I will say,
just felt cool.
it is shot beautifully, but sometimes my fucking red-green colorblind, when it would be out in the woods, I'm like, is he out there? I don't fucking know, man. Fuck you. Fuck you, color.
we all suffer from it.
We
It
all
sucks.
have this issue.
We all three
so-
do? Okay.
Yeah.
We all
And
three
Chris
have
is
it.
the fucking anomaly, isn't he?
Well, he got diabetes, so who really won? You know what I mean?
I don't see color
Chris,
well,
you
though.
can see colors.
None of us
Front
can
of
be
vibrant.
fighter pilots, so it doesn't matter.
Just rubbing it in.
Yeah.
It would have been amazing. I would
Um,
have been like a Luke Skywalker. Oh, of course you can shoot them. I do it back home as a kid.
I shoot
alright,
little squirrels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can hit a squirrel with the 22 about a mile away. Fuck you, Luke.
I shoot
You're a
stray
dick.
dogs in my yard.
Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy? He just showed up and he's bragging about random shit on his home planet.
To be fair, he backed it up.
You know-
did,
you know,
he did.
like within a week.
Wedge,
too.
like a month later, though, was like, holy shit. I know you kissed your fucking sister.
Luke, good shot on the Death Star, and hey, good shot with your sister, bud.
That was,
Sister Fister, am I right?
Red Squad for life. But
ooh. So our boy Johnny, can we call him Johnny yet?
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Okay, boy
what
Johnny
everyone
gets
else
up
calls
from
him.
the ground and he starts walking around. And the movie is just shot for the first, 5 to 10 minutes of him just walking. And he sees what is that, a deer? Or some coyote or
Fox.
something like that?
Fox, I thought.
was it a
Is it a
fox?
fox?
It's
I
fox
don't
or
know.
coyote. Here's the thing,
Yeah.
if I've never said it on here before, back when I was on the Air Force Base with Brett and I was walking around one day, I was like, hey, it's a fox. I went over there and kept walking up to it, man, and I was like, man, this fox looks a little fucking different. He's a little more crackhead fox. And then I look online and I'm like, no, Bren, that was a fucking coyote.
Those
Yeah.
are not to be fucked with.
They are weird.
No.
Coyotes are, man. They make
Yeah.
weird sounds at night. Like, it sounds like babies crying and shit. And they'll come at you in groups
Fox
of
is
like 20.
also.
Foxes are cool, though.
Foxes, that's
Yeah,
why
but they
I-
make some weird
so
noises.
That's
Yeah.
the, you know,
That's
the,
why that song exists.
this whole story is because I was like,
Jesus
that's a
Christ.
fox. It's cool. I'm going to walk up to it. It
does
was
a
not
fox
cool. It was
say?
a coyote.
The goddamn coyote.
But anyways, this fox is stuck in a trap. That's what we're calling it, right? And
Yep.
it's rotting.
A trap?
And, yeah. Yes, thank you. It's rotting away, and you can just kind of see Johnny is looking at it quite a bit, which is
I like that. What you get
yeah.
there?
Oh my God, where did I get one of those?
Mangle and
Ain't
dangle,
no
they
gas
say.
in it.
That's what you get.
Take it
fox.
off.
At
Your
this point,
skin
you're
fox
wondering:
is.
is Johnny one of those guys that like violence becomes him because he sees it, but later on you're kind of.
I thought,
kinda
is Johnny a member of One Direction? That's not right.
Did I miss that? It's
No.
over my head.
It was just your idea of what I'm thinking at this point. No,
Yeah,
at no point did
okay.
I think he's being consumed with it. I'm like, there's something's going on already, man. He rose up
No,
after
I
a
just-
fucking locket was taken.
I know. I
He's
thought
got that
maybe
killer
this
walk.
movie is trying to make a point about violence and how it's. I
No.
don't know. It's not.
No,
It's
no,
not.
no, it did not.
No.
But he's walking and he hears like an argument between
Crunch.
is it the ranger and an old man about
Yeah.
the traps
Oh my
that old man's
God.
setting.
Welcome to
Old man
the
threatens
first bad
him.
dialogue of this film.
It's not great. It's not great. He
It
threatens
also-
the ranger.
He threatens the ranger. The ranger's like, if you keep putting traps on a state park, national park, I don't really know what
the
they're
national
called.
park or whatever.
Yeah, and I'll have to get the sheriff and arrest you. And it's like he just did it. Why are you here without
Yeah.
the sheriff? Like, are you
'Cause
going to give him a stern talking?
He's got
to?
no power, and he's just like, come on, man, make me feel cool.
It's just
Yeah.
one of those like, nah, it's reaching.
So
I
Johnny
think the
just
dude threatens him.
keeps fucking walking, and he walks into the guy's house. As the guy is in his house, Johnny doesn't give a shit. He's stupid, and he's just on a mission. He sees a necklace, and then
I love
he
the
looks-
timing of this. Though.
yeah.
How he's just
He
like
looks in the
people
mirror
are going
and
out
then,
when he's coming in.
yeah, no, but you can tell he's not planning that.
No,
He's
no,
just
no. I just
doing
like
his-
it's
he
it's
doesn't
like a
have to
Jason
work.
movie where it's almost like serendipitous. You know, it just
Yeah.
happens.
Oh shit!
He
God,
sees
it's my
that
lucky
locket
day.
and he thinks it's his, and then he sees like his like his dad in the mirror or something like that, giving him the locket saying this was your mother's. So we're to assume that his mom passed away from some kind of sickness or something.
Like Johnny. This is
So
yours.
the locket is what controls him being back.
Is his
Magic,
quest.
yeah.
Yeah, his magic.
It's magic. It's your magic, Johnny.
It's special.
It will bound
Yeah.
you to this world even after death.
Doesn't that sound great, Johnny?
What's
You'll never
weird
die.
is then he hears a
And if anyone
gunshot.
takes it,
Right?
Yeah.
He hears a gunshot, but the old man never actually saw him. So when he does see him, he's like, "Oh shit!"
Oh,
so I don't
fuck.
understand that scene.
he shot a warning shot in his house.
Yeah.
Is what happened.
He's like, I know you
Fucking
fucking
shit,
in
that
there.
guy
I
was
think
crazy.
he's acting like
fucking
it's,
wall.
was he acting like it was the ranger or somebody else maybe?
Yep.
Or-
Mm-hmm. And
So,
he
yeah.
shot a warning shot in his own house, which is
I
ballsy.
mean, we've seen this
Then
guy.
he-
I don't think he cares.
Then
Yeah.
he's
Oh, you just shoot someone if they're in your house. You don't shoot a warning
Either shoot
shot.
up outside so it doesn't
If they're in
plague
the house, just shoot them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you shoot the person.
Then Johnny comes around the corner and he sees him and he just starts running the fuck away.
Oh, God.
What the fuck? Oh
are-
God! Don't hurt me.
He actually says, I never did nothing to you. Which, I don't know why that part cracked me up. I was like, okay. Like,
Hey, it's not wrong.
I mean,
But as that guy's running away, he gets his legs stuck in a bear trap, and then Johnny kills
karma.
him. How, do we
Bear.
actually see how Johnny kills him?
no, it
No.
cuts away with a very bloody hand.
Yeah, we don't see that. Yeah. Later on, Johnny hears a car and then just starts following it. So he's got like that squirrel brain of, oh, I'm gonna go up to this.
is that
The whole time I'm
mailman?
watching the film, I'm like, what if he turned the wrong way and he never finds the locket?
I know, that's what I kept thinking. Unless
Shit, I
it's
went
like
right
magic,
1,000
miles.
destined.
And this,
That's what I would assume.
This swampland Florida man is in Disney World.
Do you
Yeah, I
have
think
lockets
it
for
was
sale?
like Brandon said, kind of serendipitous. He's supposed to find his locket. It's
Yeah.
It's like his
It is what
compass.
it
It's
is.
like
Beacon.
what's the character's
Homing
name in Homing Beacon from what's that movie? No Country for Old Men.
Oh, Anton Chigurh?
Yeah. Which,
The
by the
killer.
way, if you think about it, he's very much a slasher killer too.
Yeah.
I think that was kind
He's
of
the
like an
embodiment
intentional
of
thing.
evil.
Yeah,
and
that's
no-
what he. Like,
Yeah.
I think that might be your best like
It is.
slasher movie like
God,
that.
movie's amazing, right? That's,
That's
another
not
movie
fair.
though. Sound design in that movie is amazing.
That's what he is, though.
That, I
He's-
know, but I'm just saying, like,
he's
that
dead.
movie's like a different tier of movie to me.
Oh, yeah, of
So, like,
course. It's
How-
not.
I mean,
it's not
yeah,
a simple
but-
film. It's not a simple
God, it's
book.
such a good film.
Isn't that the whole point though? Is like he's just a version of that, and he
Yeah.
he
He's
keeps
a
fucking
true-
coming.
Psycho or sociopath, I never remember the difference.
I mean,
He's a true one of those.
He's
I always
deaf.
think of No Country for Old
He
Men.
says.
The actual point is, our lead is the sheriff, right? And this is his understanding of how the violence and time has passed him by,
Mhm.
because that's most of our dialogue that actually fucking does anything.
True.
Yeah. But,
Anyways, Johnny somehow serendipitously. Thank you, Brandon, for saying that word. Now it's gonna be all I think about how
fun
he finds
word.
What
everyone.
is crazy is an Uber driver a year ago gave me a ride to pick up my truck, and he used that word, and ever since then it's been in my head stuck for random, like I'll randomly like, oh, serendipitous.
Well, now you've passed the curse on to me.
Yeah, well,
It just
So
feels
Johnny
nice. Just like
somehow
fortuitous.
approaches the group,
off my shoulder.
and the group of friends that took his locket. They're all sitting
Friends.
around a campfire. They tell a story.
They suck. All of them suck.
I dislike every single one of these motherfuckers.
Could you imagine hanging out with these people in
Whoever-
real life?
Whichever friend it is that's like, oh, you're gonna go to the gas station, girls? You're gonna show them your cassette player from the future?
But she's outside smoking pot. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that one though. I die every time.
that?
Oh my god, these people all suck.
Hey, can you show us how to fill me up? When
So,
they're giving him hell.
Also, like, the guy's telling a scary story, and one of the people is filming him, and they're like, "Hey, don't say anything bad. She's filming you." And it's like, your friends hanging around a campfire. What the fuck are you filming?
That's
Like,
kind
Well,
of teenagers
that's
now. That's kind
normal.
of what they do.
that's so weird. Like,
It's
just
fucked
you're
up.
just
than us,
hanging out.
Matt.
Yeah. Well, I'm in that middle
Yeah.
gap. Like, I'm I'm in the generation
Everyone thinks
right
they're
below
in the
me.
middle gap. Everyone
Well,
thinks they're a middle gapper.
Okay, so I'm in the middle gap. There you go.
Oh,
I'm in
no.
the
Hello,
A gap.
fellow teenagers.
Hey guys.
How do you do? So they tell the story about Johnny, who gets tricked into climbing the fire tower. He's kind of a slow kid, right?
Yeah.
And someone at the top scares him, and he falls from the tower and dies. They cover up the death, but his dad realizes that it was a cover-up, goes to like talk to the lumberjacks, and the lumberjacks kill him, claim self-defense.
feel like-
So him and his dad are killed within a couple days.
I want to be honest. I feel like you read a really good summary of it because the way they tell the story took like 15 minutes. And it
Yeah,
was
well,
miserable.
we have an
It's
hour.
most of this
so,
movie.
Yeah, it was
So-
a lot of. But they didn't know.
And yeah, well, so yeah,
His
and like
dad ran the store.
a few days later, someone shows up. Someone shows up to the lumberjack jack camp, and they're all cut up to pieces.
I just like
True
Matt
story.
said that, and then
Yeah.
lumberjack camp.
I don't fucking know what
I
it is.
imagined you were at the science camp this year. Lumberjack camp.
Don't forget
God,
to wear
I
your
lo-
clothes to lumberjack camp.
Where's your
okay?
flannel?
You know, get your overalls on.
Remember,
should have
you're old enough to
Letterkenny as
get
a
your own
cast.
hatchet this year.
You get your little flapjack hat as well.
And
Ooh, there's my little hatchet here.
I know
their
it's summer,
annual
but it gets
tradition is
cold at night.
push
Ooh.
Who?
the kid out the fire station.
Don't forget
You
to
don't
go
wanna
piss on
be the
Tommy's
boy.
grave.
Yeah, you don't want to be the Johnny that gets pushed off the fire tower now, do ya?
He
But
sucked.
the one parents always know it's their kid because they're like, he's kind of slow.
Yeah, they're gonna push
God,
him.
Johnny, don't climb the fire tower. They're gonna try. It's a
Best-
tradition that
Best
sucks.
case, Dorothy, is he falls and dies, and we don't have to deal with this shit the rest of our lives. Best
Worst
case.
case,
what are you doing here?
he
You're not
falls
supposed to
and
be in the
dies
house.
and keeps coming back.
Yeah.
We gotta stop sending our kids to that camp.
Oh, that's true.
I want a slasher where it's like just a 12-year-old who's like not even strong enough to kill the people he's attacking.
Oh, well then,
I got you.
that changes it. I thought it's kind of like let the right one in with the kid vampire. Or
Oh yeah, but the vampire.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a kid that just can't do much damage, though.
But they just
But he also can't be killed.
Yeah,
Oh,
Michael
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Well, I mean,
watch it.
Shrek? Okay.
No, we're talking like
Shrek?
Chucky,
oh,
Except without-
you're right. It
now,
would be
I'm
Chucky,
without
though.
the stupid fuckingness of it. What a
Well, then it's
dumb
not Chucky.
concept.
Do you know the best part of those movies is in the beginning
end.
when he knows he's
Nice.
about to fucking die and he like prays the Beelzebub real quick and he's like, "Mama, stop it, please!" And then he turns himself into there, and I'm
The
like,
fact that it works really speaks volumes,
I-
though.
you know what? I am glad you had a backup plan because if not, we wouldn't have the whole series, buddy.
Good job, bud.
Oh,
You got a
yeah,
lot
it's
of people
about-
jobs.
Hedging his bets there.
He's like Beelzebub's like the fifth guy he's prayed to in the past 20 minutes.
He already did like I repent.
Come on, Shiva.
I transcended.
Odin, you've got me.
So the group goes into their cabins.
sure
One
do.
guy and his girlfriend seem to have their own cabin, and they're arguing amongst each other. And then the other group has their cabin, and that girl gives him shit for going on a walk. I don't know if he was going to meet the gas station girls or not, but
No.
it looked like he was just going like to take a poop.
Or just nice walk in the woods.
Listen to his
Yeah.
tapes.
The whole
Man
reason we're
wanted
out
to
there.
listen to his poison tapes.
Yeah. So he does go for a walk. I think his name was Aaron, right? He goes for a walk,
I'm not naming him.
and our boy Johnny actually kills him in a pretty gruesome fucking
Oh
way.
man, that one is mean, right?
Was it a knife that he has?
I think it was like a hacksaw.
Is it? It's something like that. It just takes his jaw pretty much.
completely off?
Yeah, and just goes all the way through, and just it decapitates him from like the
The
mouth.
Yeah,
On-
Yeah.
the mouth.
Mouth. Yeah, just a mouth area. Lower jaw
It's a
is
draw
attached
knife.
to neck.
That's what it's called, a
It
draw
was a
knife.
knife?
It's
Yeah,
called
it's
what?
I
one
thought
of
he
those
had a saw.
knives. A draw knife.
I thought you said a jaw knife, and I'm like, well, it makes sense.
Holy shit. Good job, Johnny.
He knows how to pick them. The right tool for the right job.
You
So,
know,
yeah.
but that has to get frustrating. It's like, I gotta wait till I can get this guy on the jaw. Like,
He does do something that he doesn't do later on, and I kind of wish he had. Like, he checks his chest for the locket,
Yeah.
and he doesn't do that with anyone else after that.
But he does
It's kinda
spot
This
it.
does later,
disappointing.
I think.
He spots it at one point and he knows where it is. Remember, then
Oh,
he
that's
even
right.
looked
He
at the
puts it in his
keychain?
pocket. Yeah, that's right.
I thought the one girl was wearing it.
She is.
She
That's what I'm
was,
saying.
but he didn't
spots
know
it and
that.
He goes, I know you gets it now.
Oh, okay.
Well, he doesn't see that till later. He saw the guy put it in his pocket, so
yeah,
he checks
but
that
the
guy's
only
pocket.
people in between there
Oh,
were
right.
a naked swimmer, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
the girl wearing fitness clothes doing yoga.
She wasn't naked.
Was she not naked? I couldn't remember if she was skinny dipping.
No,
or
this
not.
isn't a Jason movie.
Yeah.
This movie has a little class.
Yep.
Shame on them.
Speaking of naked swimmer, girls out at the dock the next
day.
morning
Yeah.
swimming, and her and another girl have some kind of relationship. The other
Oh.
girl's like, I'm going to do yoga, so you swim, and then later on you can stretch me out some more.
Real quick, did we go over him
Stupid
getting the
dialogue.
firefighter mask? Did I miss that?
Oh, shit.
Oh
See,
yeah,
I
he
missed
that
brings
that
him to
happened
the
part.
right
Park
after-
Ranger Museum.
He takes his body there and his head.
Yeah.
Which
Okay,
cracked me
thank
up.
you. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, and he gets the firefighter mask and
An axe.
Dragging hooks?
Yeah,
That's
he
what
gets
it
those
was.
badass
Yeah.
hooks.
Perfect for him.
and
yeah,
an
he
axe.
knows what he wants. Do you think they keep him at the museum for him? Like,
I
hey,
hope
just
so.
yeah, keep him out when Johnny comes back. You don't want to piss him off.
Yeah.
Like,
Give him something to kill people with. Last
Yeah,
time we
Jesus
just let him use
Christ.
his bare hands. It was fucking
took days.
disgusting.
It took days for him to kill everyone.
Yeah. So he's wearing this fighter mask, which is pretty badass. Honestly, it kind of looks like a scuba diver, like old school 1920 scuba diver mask. It looks
Yeah.
cool as hell. It's creepy.
There's
So
a
he
bunch
sees these
arguing
people
online
talking.
if it's a dumbass mask or an awesome one. I veer towards liking it. I do.
I think it's
I
cool
love
as
it.
hell. I think
Yeah.
it's one of the best parts of this movie.
And it's kind of iconic looking too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like that's my whole thing.
Yep.
I think it's better than a stupid fucking hockey mask.
Yeah, I go.
Whoa.
I mean, it's like an evolution. I like it. It works. He found it. He used it. He knows
So
he's
one
not
thing that was
pretty to
cool
look at.
Is he was across the lake when these people jump in, or that girl jumps into the water, and instead, like, you never know how, like, Jason gets over, like, through water. This dude just starts walking. He just walks through the lake, and he's at the
Pirates of
bottom.
Caribbean set.
So there's this conversation that's happening, and for a little bit, you actually forget he's there. And the
Well, I
one girl
didn't.
leaves, and that other girl's still swimming, and all of a sudden, she starts screaming, and she gets her body, like, broken, and she floats up.
Actually, really
was
good
kinda
sound
cool.
here. She screams once,
Yeah, she gets
but
a
it
little one.
really
She says,
feels-
help. Yeah.
and then yeah, pretty good shot scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just kind of a cool perspective to watch him just be like, I'm just going to walk in this fucking water. And you
Yeah,
don't
and
know
I don't
when
know
it's
if we've
coming.
mentioned he is a slow walker. For like 90%,
That's
there's
why
like two parts in the
slow
film he runs.
And heavy walker.
But
I
yeah,
think that,
which I don't
It
know
works
how they
for the
don't hear
Jason
him.
thing that Jason's always walking and he's always there somehow.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. I'm just saying, like, I like that they show that. Like, they show that weight of him walking.
Oh, yeah.
But he's constant. Like, and the camera does a good job
Even
of
the
always,
sound
anytime
for
he
it.
walks, they follow. He's just this constant,
it is.
like, moving threat. It
Yeah.
doesn't ever, like, he
It-
doesn't really stop except a few times in the movie to look at stuff. He just, like, gets up, walks, attacks,
It
walks,
feels a lot like a
attacks.
video game, like when you don't have a horse and you can't fast travel yet, so you're just walking everywhere. It's that same kind of pace. It's consistent, and it just never
Freaking
fucking.
Red Dead.
And you
Yeah,
can
but
kind of
size
just hear
of
the
Gears of War players, you know.
Yeah, heavy as hell.
We got
Yeah.
a mission. Marcus.
My dad's a scientist.
No, that doesn't. No. No, Marcus, he's not.
that doesn't jive.
What the fuck are you, Marcus?
I'm a
So-
learned
I love
doctor.
those games.
At this point, Johnny decides he's gonna follow Yoga Girl, so he goes up while she's doing yoga on the hill.
Best kill.
Heavy as hell walk.
Yeah.
Heavy as hell, but she doesn't hear him coming until he steps on a twig. Heaven forbid she hear the heaviest damn footsteps in the world. And she's like, "Oh, it's you. I was
Finally
wondering when
made
you'd
it
come." And then she turns around and sees him. She starts to run, goes toward a cliff, but it's not even that bad of a cliff. She should have just rolled down, honestly.
Or it attempted to go
I
down.
mean, here's
Yeah.
the thing. I would be scared initially, but I would have went for it. But knowing what we know comes, You jump down that fucking thing. You go
Oh
now.
my God, you go.
go now.
So he takes one of the hooks and stabs her right through the abdomen.
Through, yeah.
Right
Pretty
through.
good hit.
Turns her around as she looks like she's still alive and puts the other hook on top of her head
That part kills her.
And pulls.
and pulls from the other side from her abdomen. So she literally pulls her fucking head off of her spine and through her stomach.
Almost through her ass.
Yeah, very
Doesn't-
Mortal
it
Kombat-esque.
doesn't- It's fucking crazy. And then at
It
the
was a
end
good
of it,
one.
he just kind of throws it down the hill.
Which annoys me, by the way. He took all that time to make, like, this grisly one. He showed the
Origami.
other body off.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he has this one where he makes, like, this whole little statement with the kill, and then he dumps her body. And I'm like, dude, take her body back to the cabin.
Yeah, but he already
That would've
noticed that
been
he spent a
sick.
night walking a body back to the
Yeah.
ranger, and he
He's
got a
probably
mask
tired.
from it.
He's like, I really gotta. I'm not as young as I used to.
He's like, I was committed to this.
I was a
realized that
level
was a
1.
mistake.
I only needed one Pokemon to graduate. Now I need 3. I need to get to 3 before I can get a Charizard.
Bullshit.
So, the next scene, and like I said, this movie, honestly, if you just talked about it straight, you could get through it in 10 minutes. Next scene, he's walking. Stop me if you've heard this. He hears
He's walking for like 5 minutes. too.
Troy arguing with his girlfriend and her friend Colt.
Yeah, coach.
And they throw the car keys. He grabs them and like he starts playing with it. It's kind of cute.
If someone threw my keys into the wood, I would be beyond pissed.
Beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, like that's
That
like
dude's
the
a fucking
stupidest.
loser.
Yeah, I'm mad at you. I'm gonna throw your keys into the forest. What?
He goes to look. Colt goes to look for him, can't find him, and what's her name?
He looks for 2 seconds
Yeah.
and picks up an axe.
The girl says, "You know what? Fuck it. Let's go on my ATV and let's go find the ranger."
Ranger.
Is that what they're?
Yep.
Yeah, because they know everyone's missing. So they leave, and then Troy the asshole is still there. But he just walks into his house, right?
He pushes
no.
it on the horn, remember?
No. I'm saying Troy walks
Oh,
into
yeah,
his
Troy
house,
walks in.
and then very
Oh, yeah.
cleverly, Johnny grabs a big stick and presses it on the horn, and then walks all the way around the house.
It's
I
a-
love
it's
that.
a
Instead
nice
of just
little-
waiting,
Yeah, it was
That's a
fucking
Jason
cool.
like
I
doesn't-
think.
move, right?
he
Yeah.
rarely stops. He's always moving, and that part corrected me. I was like, dude, you could have just stood there.
Yeah. he as Troy's going to get the stick out, and it's like, what the fuck is this? He stabs him or slashes him with the axe right in the leg. It's kind of a brutal shot. And then you hear a gunshot, which I thought was I liked this scene a lot, honestly, because it felt different, right?
Yep.
Because you don't see everything until after the fact.
It's that midpoint when you, in some of these movies, when they feel like they have a victory, you know?
Yep.
Even in the one before,
Yeah.
they thought they killed Jason just to get
Hate
away
him.
and him to come back. But
Yeah.
it's that, like,
Got
we got
uploaded.
him, 1 up, let's get the fuck out of here.
We the winner.
But it looks like Johnny's down for a little bit. Like at this point, we don't
Wow.
know that he's invincible because no one's actually shot him and killed him before. They think they got him and killed him. So
when she leans forward.
Troy's friend is trying to leans forward.
This is when you see the locket on her necklace.
No, it's right after this.
Not yet,
Yeah,
not yet.
I know. It's a little
Yeah.
build
Yeah.
to it.
Troy's friend
Yeah.
wraps his leg, and they start
I see.
walking. And then all of a sudden, you see Johnny get up. And at first on the camera, it looks like he throws his axe away. But the next shot, you see that the axe hit the friend in the back of the head and killed him.
Yeah, it's like an overhead shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
At
of
this
cool.
point-
It's really cool. But then you see Troy kind of crawling away, and then
Please,
Johnny gets to him, picks up a big fucking rock,
Oh my
Big
god.
old
and
rock.
smashes his head in.
Smashing pumpkins.
It's a really
kills
cool
were
shot.
good in this one because they look realistic, or at least were,
Yeah.
you know, they
These
I
creative.
thought they were all good. I was trying to think if there's any I didn't.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
one
I
that I
think-
hate.
Yeah, I think the yoga one's the best kill in this by far.
It is. It's awesome.
No, it is. It has to be. That
And
one
the
is
rock kill I also
crazy.
thought was good. The others were.
I like the axe. I like seeing it
I
off
will-
screen. I thought that was cool.
The Ranger one sucked. We talked
sucked.
about that. But the last dude that when they're trying to trap him, when he's just sitting there going
Oh,
at his head for like
5
fucking 10 minutes.
Oh my god, that's.
And she's
I don't
like,
know what their plan was, but I think it kind of works. So
Eh,
yeah.
but
But
it
anyways.
wasn't that. It wasn't that.
No, so, the girl, what the fuck is her name?
It's Chris.
Girl.
Chris? Yeah,
Yep.
Chris and
girl.
Colt get back on the ATV after finding what's-her-name's body, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta get out of here. She's looking over one of the other dead bodies or something.
No,
The-
she
the-
sees the blood.
Yeah, the
by
locket
the
kind of
van,
drops
or truck.
down, and Johnny's like, got her.
How?
Boner
not-
time.
Oh yeah, that's my locket, bitch.
That's my daddy's locket.
So he starts chasing after him, but they end up getting on the ATV and getting the fuck out of there, saying, let's go to the Ranger.
Yeah.
So now
This
he
is
knows
during
where they're going.
daylight is when this happens.
Johnny also feels
Yeah.
super defeated right here because he has to walk after an ATV.
Yeah.
Kind of like slumps his shoulders and he's like, God damn. Oh my god.
Johnny Train.
But he doesn't give up. Later that night, much later, he walks in on, looks like the Ranger, right? The Ranger and them
Yeah,
are
it's at
talking.
the Ranger
Ranger
Station.
Rick.
And he kind of sneaks up on him, and the Ranger sees him and shoots him.
As he's talking
Yeah,
about.
and at this part, I was about to say, we skipped some really bad dialogue right here, too.
Yeah.
I,
but he
I
starts
like
to-
this dialogue, man.
He talks about,
Oh,
like,
I
mean,
what
it's not
actually
great.
happened, right?
Well,
And-
so before that, though, the two people are, like, screaming at him that their friends are dead. He's like, what's on your neck? What are you wearing? Like, he's, like, just ignoring him. Like, oh,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
don't know.
rightfully so. If he knows that thing sets this thing off, let's
yeah,
get
I
to
actually
fixing
like the
this.
Ranger.
But
I liked him quite a
it
bit.
just cracked me out because it's like, dude, just say it. Stop it. You think they will put some signs up or something?
Leave Lockett alone, or else I'll kill you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
federal
it's-
offense.
Build a fucking barrier.
Put a
around
camera
it.
out there.
Yeah.
Put it like a hunting
I see
camera.
you. Get away from that
24/7 out
locket.
there. Get the fuck.
Tell the old poaching hunter guy that died in the beginning that he can do whatever he wants as long as
Put
he
some
protects
traps
that.
all around that.
Yeah.
Not
But yeah, the
crazy.
Ranger regales them with the story of
Yeah, what actually
His dad,
happened.
yeah, Johnny,
His
his
dad
dad.
eventually put him down, and then he killed his dad. Now he's taken on the mantle of keeping him down.
You remember me
Um,
from 10 years ago?
Yeah, so
son of a
he
bitch.
talks about chaining him up, and he asks Troy to do it, or Colt to do it. And Colt's like, I can't do
Oh
it,
my
I'm
God,
too
Cole
scared.
Fucking
And so he's like, well, hold this gun, take it, and at the count of 30. I don't know why he did it like that, but when they get to the count of 3,
Johnny.
Johnny grabs the
God.
gun.
It's one of those things that kills me in movies. It's like, you guys know guns work at range.
Yeah, just keep
don't have to be-
fucking shooting him.
Yeah,
for
you
now.
don't have to
shoot
do the
him
swap
again.
right on top of him. You could do
Yeah.
it 10 feet back. If he gets
Dude,
up, let's
just
shoot.
throw the chain and
Shoot
drag
him.
him over. Yeah,
Exactly.
but, I mean, we won't have a movie, though.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
I mean, he would still find a way to be alive,
Makes
though,
the
right?
world
I
go
mean, I'm going to be
round.
honest. There was a truck there. I would have just ran him over with the
Kept
truck
doing
and
it.
parked
I
it
mean,
on
that
him.
hulking beast
Like-
might fuck your suspension up, though.
There's a
Yeah.
second truck.
Yeah.
That's the escape truck.
I just keep shooting him in the head, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot the arm off.
There's no amount of bullets that I would not shoot at him. But
Bullets are
anyways,
cheap.
trying to think.
This leads to
He
the
paralyzes a ranger.
crappiest death
He
in the
tries
movie.
to shoot him.
Oh, that was kind of a cool death, how he paralyzes him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an after part.
I actually kind of don't remember how he does it now. I just remember him, like, pulling on his
He-
spine.
Is it with the hook?
Yeah,
I
the
didn't
hook.
Does he get the
Yeah.
hook into
Yep.
him? Yeah.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
I
Ranger
think he
just
even
can't
uses
move.
that to drag him some.
He's
Yeah. Yep.
to quote another horror film, he's a head on a stick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So then he takes him and drags him to the log splitter and cuts his arm off and cuts his head
Just
off. And it's
moves
the
it.
longest
This is too
It's
much.
so long.
scene. It makes no sense. It takes
So-
forever.
I was actually going to mention, I feel like around this part of the movie to the end, it feels way more stretched out.
Yeah,
Like everything
unnecessarily.
feels like
Yeah.
double the length. Because like this takes like minutes of him, and it's not like a scary like him begging for his life.
It's just
or-
kind of slow, like I'm watching
It-
fucking water
Yeah.
boil.
like they didn't edit it. They're like, should we film him the whole way over?
They
Yeah,
had
sure.
a quota, man.
Yeah, we got time to
Shutter said they need an hour and 30-minute movie. Let's
Yeah.
make it.
that fits 7
So-
ad breaks.
Colt and Chris run away into the woods. I don't know why that was their plan, but it was. And then they're waiting for him, trying to trick him or something. But
just-
right away,
okay.
Johnny stops that and just kills Colt with an axe and just
Oh my god.
That's a brutal fucking death. Like, the other one was brutal because he dismembers him with the log splitter, but it took forever, and I just lost interest in
This
it.
one,
This
though,
one,
he's just constantly fucking slamming him.
it's a lot of anger.
And you
It's
can hear the sound design is when it
Mark,
excels.
block it.
Yeah, it's fucking...
You took
And
my locket.
Yeah.
Chris
You
is
yelled
just
at
sitting
me.
there watching the whole time, like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
But she leaves
But she
the
does the
locket
smartest thing.
on a gas can.
Lock it here.
Then, what does she... She
Runs.
runs away, and then she lands on something.
Trips
Yeah, like,
on like a stick into the leg,
Yep.
maybe.
It's a stick, I
But-
think, that cuts through her.
So to go back, when they're at the ranger, she specifically asks the ranger, "Can I just give him the locket?"
Yeah.
He says,
And he's like,
too
"That's
late
not
now."
going to work. It's not going to work." And she does it.
Maybe
And
the
I loved
circumstances
it.
when they tried to give it up didn't work, or maybe they were so fucking stubborn. They're like, I ain't, fuck that. He's just gonna keep
Not till
coming.
he dead.
Let's chain him up and then give him the locket.
Or, hear me out, maybe this one doesn't work. We don't fucking know.
But yeah,
I feel like
that
it
is
worked.
kind of.
You're not supposed to know, right?
I feel like though, if we go by
Eh.
Jason Voorhees kind of logic, she's the final girl.
Our hero? Yeah,
I don't want to say hero. Just
whatever.
I mean,
she look at the dice.
So eventually, she's just going and going and going. This scene felt too long too.
I was going to say eventually.
this is
not
when it starts to
describing
burn
this well.
a bit.
Yeah, a woman in a pickup sees her and offers to take her to the hospital.
It's like 15
Didn't
minutes.
this
of
old
And
lady
then-
though make you feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where you
I thought
find
she
out
was about
she's
to
the
kill her.
mom?
I
or,
did.
I thought she was a mom. Or like
It's just like
related.
she's telling you the story about the bear mauling her husband or whoever, and
I don't even remember that guy's
Yeah.
name.
and then just how it felt and what like this whole story.
It's her
she
brother.
drops. Yeah, I
Her
think that's
brother.
it. And you're like, Jesus.
She
fucking
tells like
Christ.
a 10-minute story about a bear mauling her brother and like a bunch of people. And like you're wondering, was this a bear or was it
him, Johnny.
Johnny?
And
Yeah.
are we about to find out
Johnny's
that
a bear.
she's the mother or something? She's
Yeah.
crazy, but
Then she
She loves
notices
Johnny.
Chris
Part
is
of a cult.
bleeding even more, so she stops to put a tourniquet on her leg.
And
Chris
Chris
is
is like-
freaking out, saying, "Please, let's not stop. Let's not stop."
let's go. No,
Um,
honey, I gotta do it or just bleed out.
They
Yeah, we'll get there.
switch over to the gas canister, and it no longer has a locket. And that's
yeah,
the end
well,
of
so
the
the
movie.
whole time she's like watching the forest.
Yeah, she's
One
terrified.
thing
That dead
happens.
fucking stare.
One thing does happen. You hear a fly buzz around her, and every other kill of this film, there's a fly because it follows Johnny because he's, I guess, like decayed.
He's dead, man.
They
I don't know
did
if
it
we
with the
talked-
fox too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she does have a fly buzz around her.
But that might be a mental
A
thing
fly.
she has now.
Or
right?
it could just
Maybe.
be a fly, yeah.
Because I take it
flies
as
exist
one, the
in this
locket's
world.
missing. Yeah, one, I take it as the locket missing. Two, we know he doesn't teleport, he walks, and they've been driving on a truck for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but we know how Johnny
So-
walks. He knows where people are going before they do.
He does, yeah, he's really good at that.
Yeah. I mean, but it's also kind of realistic how they did it too.
Yep.
Like you said,
He'd
it
get
took
there
him
at
till
night.
super. Like all the murders happened at first in the morning, and it took him till nightfall to get to the ranger station. Which means
Which
what the
begs
fuck
question why
were
they
they
were there.
doing? Yeah,
Yeah, why were they there?
yeah. Oh well.
I feel like I would be like, hey, my friend's out in the woods, I'm leaving, good luck. Let
But
me know how that goes.
that's actually kind of the end of this movie.
Yep. Coca.
It's a slow burn.
I
It
liked
is.
it. It's enjoyable. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I enjoyed watching Jason X more than I enjoyed watching this one.
Because
I
one
also
is
enjoy
just
Jason X
like
more.
popcorn fan film. It's
It's
a fan
stupid.
film.
Fucking
I don't know.
Bud Light and beef jerky.
I like this as the idea, and I wish more people would dig into things like this. I'm curious how part 2
Yeah.
comes out.
Agreed.
Like, there's if you
So
have a
just
bigger
someone takes
budget,
a
you
locket
can
again.
do even more. And I like these people did a lot with very little.
Agreed.
So
Agreed. Especially to
They
pull
feel a lot
off
of
some of the murders they pulled off.
think about it. 2.1 million, I think we said, in 2023, 2024 versus the how much was it for Jason?
13 or something.
It was
Yeah,
14
13 or
million
14.
in like 2001. So
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, huge difference.
This is
They put
definitely
a
a
lot of
better.
effort.
This is a better movie. I think the other one was just more entertaining.
Right.
yeah, because that like you can tell it's written by people who know like the genre and all the cliches, and they're making fun of that, and it's fun. There's not
Yep.
depth, but there's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
you're on Jason 10. Like,
Yeah,
you have a lot
Jason
of
X,
reference
man.
data.
They didn't even.
They didn't even put
Yeah,
10.
maybe
That's such a 2001
maybe
thing,
in
too.
Violent
X.
Nature 10, Johnny's gonna go to the future.
Oh,
Who the
to
fuck
space!
knows?
Oh my God!
Johnny
I would
Violent goes to
love
space.
that.
It's just like 40 minutes of him walking through a spaceship
No,
corridor.
him just floating in space.
Spacewalk. Spacewalk.
Oh.
Shit. Why is my walking on a rocket ship?
Walking
Shit.
on a rocket. Johnny
Why?
Rocket.
To infinity.
It's some
and
astronauts like, this
beyond.
rocket's good luck to come back home. And you see Johnny like chasing after the rocket, just holding on to it.
No, some
Look at that,
professor
a
fucking
shooting
guy.
star.
He
I
just
found you
wanted
a
his
rocket.
locket back. Remember that? Remember the one that gave it to you.
It was me, Johnny. It was me.
So, it's a good movie though.
My boy.
And
It's
it's
gory as
original
hell.
idea versus the
Yeah.
same shit you see. It used a bunch of old ideas and made it new.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's gory, but it's not so bad that
It's not torture porn. It's not Saw.
Yeah, it's not Terrifier or Saw or that crap. I
No.
don't like those films. That's my bias. I don't.
I don't
I've
like
got a
those.
friend who keeps wanting me to watch that Terrifier 1, 2, and
I watched one and it just
I watched
it
the
does not look like my
original
cup of tea.
blood.
before it was Terrifier. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Art the Clown.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
It was something like that. It was like what is it called? The VHS movies where like you're watching it and
Anthology?
you're watching. Yeah, it was an anthology style, like 5 or 6 of them in one movie, and he eventually
Yeah.
appears at the end. I
I'm
thought
good.
I hate that movie. I fucking hate that stuff. It's disgusting.
The Ninth Circle.
I do not like.
Yeah, he's like sawing some leg off
Oh.
at a gas station or something.
It's
like,
All
this is-
Hallows Eve.
Yeah, that's
the,
it.
Yeah,
It's
I had
fucking
just seen it the other
disgusting.
day pop up. I'm good.
I
keep telling
this
my
is a
friend
lot
that's
better than
not
that.
for me.
I like this movie. If someone told me they liked the slasher genre, I would say you should watch this movie.
Yeah, it just it fits well into finally, like the serendipitous nature of Jason, where he just keeps popping up, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
My biggest
Stop it.
issue, like we talked about, is I don't give a shit about that girl at the end. I want to see him grab his fucking locket and go back into the ground if that's what he does, because this is supposed to be from his point of view. I want to see that.
It is the one
So-
time we veer away from him,
Yeah.
and maybe that's because he's already
There's a
back
few
on the
other
ground.
times.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a few other times, but this is the
But
longest.
yeah, I get what you mean.
And
Yeah.
maybe it's because his time is done, so it's her time. I don't know. It's good though. It is a.
I think-
it's fun, not fun like Jason X, but fun that they.
I think they
did it.
dive a little bit too much in the backstory at times. Like they're trying to spoon
gotta
feed us
set you up.
information. I wish they wouldn't. I'm okay with just
I like it.
oh,
it
figure
sets
out
up
a little
Friday
bit.
the 13th.
Yeah, but if they didn't do that, they could let us see more flashbacks from him instead.
Or
That I agree. They can make it like where he has to go up to the fire station and he remembers being kicked out or something, or
Yeah.
like a little quick memory. I would love that.
or they could have done the route of not explaining any of it.
Yeah, I knew
And just
they'd
have
want to
people
do
trying
this.
to figure it out with you.
Just
But
like the Jason
that's a tough
movies,
sell.
they want to give you some of the lore. That
Right.
way you
yeah.
can be
It's a
like,
tough sell.
"Ah, this is why he's like this.
Yeah, I
They got to
just
loop it into.
I
it.
would have preferred them to do it like through his memories instead of characters explaining shit.
Especially
Because
crappy.
then they
I like those
over
scenes
explain and you're
better.
like, why would you even say that?
Thank God you're here to
I wish-
exposition dump for me.
Exactly. We need blue lips.
I wanted more of those scenes though, because in the beginning you get it and you're like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that
Let's
was
have
cool.
more of why his twisted mind thinks this.
It gives the movie kind of a little bit of heart
A little more character.
in a way.
Yeah. Our character gets more character, versus being just a hulking
Like,
beast.
Maybe he sees the
A
ranger and he
beast.
thinks about like that ranger's dad.
We're
and,
just
like,
gonna
going through
hide
that
it,
shit.
okay? We're gonna act like it
Bitch,
never
don't be-
happened.
It never happened.
It was a bear.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good film though. Like I don't want to actually.
Like I said, it's hard to rank right now because it's a
I liked
different
it.
film and it's so new. I don't know where.
I did like
I
it.
might forget about it in a year.
But there were times that like
You
we
could
spent
skip
like 3 or
forward.
4 minutes walking, so I would just skip about 3 or 4 minutes.
You could tell some of their money. They're like, we don't have enough, so let's just buff it out. You know?
Yeah, they should have
Yeah.
done the Garth Marenghi thing and just done some slow mo.
Oh my God, no! I mean, didn't we kind of
God.
get that with his whole walk?
We kinda
Yeah,
did, actually.
God.
No, it was
It's like
good.
an ASMR horror walk, is what it is.
This is. I like the slasher genre. I think it's fun.
Yeah, as long as they don't get into torture porn, I'm cool.
Yeah, stay away from torture porn and stay away from super weird shit.
If anything, go campy. I love when it's campy, man.
Yeah, go
Same.
go campy.
It's why-
but
Give
don't
us
go
a Roy.
porn campy. I don't want porn campy. I just feel like some of that's kind of gross.
I don't know. That's
sometimes.
not. Yeah, I mean campy like as in goofy, stupid ideas like
Yeah.
sleepaway camp. That's campy.
That was kind of. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was. It was also.
I
It
don't
had some
care.
weirdness to it.
Oh, no shit, it's got some weirdness to it. There's a girl
Movie
dick in
was
the
awesome.
end. All right.
Yes,
It's
sir.
there, deal with it.
There it is.
But
But like, I would
That's
actually
amazing.
say, Friday the 13th, or yeah, the 6th one. That one is too much on the other side, like with the mall and Paul or the mall kind of shit.
Aw.
It's kind of gross.
Hey, Mom. Hi,
at
Mom.
times.
Well, they're just goofy, fucking weird rednecks. But yeah, that is a movie like it kind of dips too much. But I love the idea that Roy's a fucking killer, and you're like, what? I paid for a Jason movie, and there's a fucking Roy killer.
His name's Roy? That's not Jason.
Yeah, that's
I
not even a
think.
tough name. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Roy.
Jason's not a
Screw you,
tough name
Roy.
either.
It is when you have a hockey mask.
When you add Voorhees to it, it sounds tough.
Yeah.
Voorhees is cool.
Those are our two movies. Any last takeaways on them?
I liked X more. But I liked what this film was trying.
Yeah.
Which I've forgotten the name. In a Violent Nature.
Yeah. In
It's
a Violent
weird to
Nature.
say. I like this movie more, but I enjoyed watching X more.
That's what
Yeah.
I'll go with.
Yeah.
When I think back about X, I always think about scenes. It's not the overall thing. It's just
Yeah,
God,
it's
no.
they
trash.
pulled this
God.
off. That was insane. You know,
Can't
it's,
wait.
it's like you watch a YouTube clip and it
Yeah.
just had the outrageous cliches turned into YouTube clips. You know,
Yeah. And don't forget, next week we're gonna watch Jason Scare Stupid.
I fucking wish that existed. We
God,
should make
would
it,
be
man.
So good. Jason, what do we do? The monsters are in the school.
Kiss 'em.
Just get Chris and dress him up as Jason.
He breathes like him,
I just-
honestly.
I just want him like coating his machete in milk and like just stabbing those little goblins things or
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
That's right.
Miak. They
He's
hate
like
Miak.
he's stabbing them without milk.
Wait, which
It's
is
like
the
Jason,
character that he
you
kisses?
need milk.
The final one.
The
He
final
kisses. Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
before that,
it's
remember
like
they're
the
trying to
witch
figure out what it is, and they
thing.
go, Miak. He hates Miak. That's what it is. You know
Yep.
what I mean, Vern?
one. Burn, 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 burn.
Hey, Vern. Ottoman Empire is...
It's a good show right there.
God. All right, I think we're
Kids
good,
just
though,
handing
right?
Yeah, that should end it.
Yeah, we are signing off then. All right.
Deuces. Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Happy Halloween.